got him moving. You on record, Jack? Yep. Boom.
Welcome everyone to ICSL Grand Final. As you know, this is the last day for our season. Congratulations to both teams as you have made to the finals after playing for 3 months. What we are just going to do, we'll have the toss first with Honourable Elise Archer and Honourable Jackie Petrusima, and both the umpires are here as well. We'll just do the national anthems after that for both countries. And after that, we'll just have to recognize some people who have actually done a lot, and given up a lot of their time voluntarily to help us out by the way of sponsorships or taking photographs, scoring and whatnot. So just be patient, hold on here as we recognize these people as well. I'll just ask Elise to say a few words if she is here.
Well, thank you, Raj. And I hear it's been a really exciting season again for the ICSL, and 2 new teams making it to the final. So good luck to you all. It's always an exciting night. Unfortunately, I've got other duties with another portfolio to go to, being Hobart Cup weekend and numerous other things. But it is a wonderful night. The sun's come out and no more rain, which we had earlier today, which was most welcome, of course, with the fires. Can I firstly obviously acknowledge my parliamentary colleague Jackie Petrusima, but also send the apology of our Premier Will Hodgman. Was advertised he'd toss the coin, so you're stuck with me. Speaking of the fires, of course, he's been down that way today and helping out communities across our state that have been affected by the fires in recent weeks. So I'm sure you'll understand why he couldn't make it in the end, but he does send his best wishes to both teams. He didn't give me a tip, so I'm not even going to go there, but just to wish you all the very best tonight, and may the best team win. So without further ado, I think I should toss the coin, Raj. What do you think?
Thank you very much, guys. So KLM have won the toss and elected to bat first, which will be an exciting night. We've got Hurricanes have set up their whole camp here, plenty of kids activity, their merchandise. It is called Hurricane Champions League. So if you want to have a look and say hi to these guys, thank you very much for coming from Cricket Tasmania. What we are just going to do is just acknowledge some people, and then we'll play the national anthem. So after that, the teams can just head back to their bunkers. I would just like to call the first person. Is Muthu available at the moment here? Muthu, would you like to come? Muthu is from Wiley Park Rockers, and this year they have helped us by providing ground for 2 or 3 matches when we didn't have the ground. So thank you very much, Muthu. Can I ask Hafiz bhai to, Lala Hafiz, please? Hafiz? St. Anne's Club have also provided us a ground this year, even for Don't Give Up Cup. So I think Hafiz will accept the award on their behalf. And one of the most wonderful person this season we had the opportunity to meet, who has produced a lot of videos for us and taken photographs. Can I please ask Mark Thompson to come on the ground? Mark is still taking photos. Thank you very much, Mark. The work Mark has done for us in this season has been remarkable, and I know everyone has loved the pictures that he has taken. Thank you very much, Mark.
I've got a teeny there, but not yet.
Another person we want to acknowledge is Eric Monaghan from Margate Cricket Club. Eric has been a long-term friend for ICSL. We have used Margate ground for 8 times this year, and it's just been an amazing journey knowing Eric. And Clint is playing today. Where's Clint here from Margate? So, and Satnam and Sunny, I know he doesn't forget Satnam. Thank you, Eric. One more person we want to really acknowledge and say thanks to is Shonit Sharma, who has done the scoring for us. He's come as an international student here and, come up as, doing the volunteer work, sitting on the ground whole day. And you can imagine we are very passionate about cricket. So he had very rough times as well sometimes. Thank you, Shonit. Annapurna Indian Cuisine has been a prime sponsor for Intercultural Sports League for past 3 years. They've supported us all the way along, and Celeste is here. Can we just ask you, Celeste, please to come and just, accept an appreciation gift from us? And now Glenorchy Cricket Club, who has been our partner for past 3 years in providing us with the ground and hosting the grand finals. Where is Glenorchy Cricket Club president? Chris. Chris is trying to make money. Elise is a patron, but I think we'll just get Chris or someone else from the board to come and accept it. Come on, Chris. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Can we ask Sonu Surinder to come and accept the award on behalf of Spice House? As Gurpreet is not here, they've come on and supported us this year. He's running a bit late, but he'll be here soon. I know they are both friends, so he'll be able to accept the award on their behalf. And I just want to say thank you to all other sponsors, City Networks. I know Kelvin is here, and Ali from Power Stroke Automotive, and many others who've just pitched in and supported us all through these 3 months. So thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the game. We'll have barbecue, and drinks are available at the bar as well after that. So we'll just go with the national anthems now. Thank you. That's it, and the match will start at 6:30, so you got another 15 minutes to get ready. Can we just get both the captains for a second, please? Loveleen and Sukhwinder. Just one. Sukhwinder. Sukhwinder, do you want to come for a second here? Yeah, sure. Do you want to hold the cup as well? to start in 2 minutes.
And welcome here to Duff TV. It's the Intercultural Sports League here. Aaron Roberts is going to bring you all the coverage today. It's a coolish Hobart evening as the southwesterly is blowing from the south and the west throughout the night. But the most important thing is the rain has gone. We've had a fantastic opening to this game. We have some politicians come in and celebrate the competition, which is brought to you by the BBL team, the local one. The Hurricanes are into the semi-finals in a few days' time. And on my right-hand side, they'll assist us get through today's T20 Grand Final in the ICSL is Miranda. Welcome, Miranda.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great occasion and great initiative by Intercultural Sports League in conducting this tournament. This is not only about cricket, it is all about bringing all the cultures and different people together. And I have enjoyed quite a bit of this event throughout the season. And now today is the final day and the trophy which they are playing for.
Well, we've got the two batters there. So at the moment, the KLM Kings, they won the toss and they have elected to bat. Now, we might just give a narrative of the wicket. Now, most of the time, these games are played on suburban school grounds in the northern suburbs of Hobart, places like Montrose High School, Wiley Park, I know, gave their ground out up at Bridgewater, St Aidan's gave up their ground at Kent. So they're used to playing on synthetic. Miranda,
Yeah.
today they've got to play on or I should say the grass wicket. Let's hope they've got spikes in their shoes.
Yeah, there's a tricky wicket, and I talked to one of the players earlier, and they say that it's very difficult to predict on a good score on this pitch or a par score. So
Well, I had a look at the wicket earlier. There's a little bit of grass on top, as you can see. Martin Duffy there in the vantage point here at the southerly end of the ground. We're actually going to call this the KG5 Avenue is a technical term here, and the northern end is the other end, and we're situated at the KG5 Avenue end of the ground. There's a little bit of grass covering. It's really dry underneath, so I suspect that Sid will probably it'll stay a little low, but it is ball one here of the grand final. That one did a bit, didn't it?
yeah, that's where I have seen all these players. I think the Thunderballs have a very good bowling attack, so they can defend even a low score. So now they are just bowling first, so hopefully they will show a good bowling performance.
And certainly good wrist position with that first one from Sedan. So I expect with that action, he's probably going to be bowling, I imagine, outswinger. So let's get an indication. There is one slip in place, very much standard field, a slightly angled approach, the Langwood wrist. And there, here's another indicative of another outswinger. So the batter was ready to go for that one, wasn't he, Miranda?
Yeah. Actually, going for the wideish line just to avoid that slope in the initial overs in the power play.
So you think 120 that's kind of the score that's been fairly common. I've looked at a few of the scores. It is a larger ground here at KG5. Is that going to be sort of the score that, you know, the boys will be trying to score today?
Yeah, 120 or 130 is a par score, I guess. But if they can score around 150, then that will be a very good score.
So that one swinging into the middle of the bat, and that results in a single down to deep backward. And the first score is on the board. So the Kings are away, and a nicely worked one. That actually swung really interesting. Outswingers don't generally swing a lot when the angle's towards the pads. That actually swung right into the middle of the bat.
Yeah, it appeared to be down the leg side, but again it came into the line of the leg stump.
So there's certainly some swing now. The wind will favour the outswing. It is a southwesterly, and on this ground it is dead north-south, so slightly unusual angle of grounds. A lot of grounds run in the other direction here in the southern hemisphere. So the wind will certainly assist Zidane getting a little bit of movement away. Let's see what he does with this one.
Oh, another swing.
And they've scrambled through. So clapping there. So early stages here in the Intercultural Sports League. And we've got the KLM Kings, a team that finished on top of the ladder. They're playing the Thunderballs. Now, Thunderballs, I think, finished fourth. They've worked their way through. There were semi-finals were last week here at KG5. It was a really great afternoon. There has been heaps of people that have supported the competition. We're going to mention some of the sponsors throughout the day as we will see the latter part of this first over as both batters have got a run. That's a good length. Having a little bit of a nibble just outside off stump. And maybe the bowler has got his measure at the moment.
Yeah, I think bowling with tidy length, and so far he has been successful. And both the teams are very good. That's why they have been here to play the final. Yeah.
So we've got the two, definitely got the two best teams. So
yeah, sure. Because these are certainly the two best teams which are playing.
there's a forceful shot, just getting past the right-hand side, and a misfield as well. And that'll result in a second run. A little disappointing early stages of this grand final. You just want to keep the pressure on and ensure the ball doesn't get through the infield, but a couple of extra runs, and that'll give them a bit of confidence, a front foot drive.
Yeah, because these small runs, they have to save these misfields, because this is not going to be a very big score match, but let's see how it goes.
So Loveleen on 3, Aman on 1. It's the first over here in the grand final, and the Kings are none for 4 here on Duff TV. The two batters having a chat. I think just at the top end, Loveleen played, you know, nice forward drive. Have you seen much of him and his sort of style?
Yeah, I think he's a very good player, and he played a very good shot on the onside, I have seen. But most of the time, I think they have very good batting lineup. So the top order, I think, you know, he didn't come all in the opening all the matches. He just sometimes he came in the middle over.
So he floats between up and down the innings.
Yeah.
There's Aman on strike now, the right-hander. So the Kings in the, I suppose we call that goldish, brownish colour, and the black fantastic uniform. And the Thunderballs in the blue. They're bowling first as the Kings have won the toss. So just getting the field settled here. We've got a slip in place. Just having a little bit of a conversation here, the captain and also the bowler. He's going to be bowling just into a slight breeze as he strides in now as Human stands upright at the crease. Oh, there's a chance. No, just for a second I thought there was a bit of indecision. Human pretty much stood there and said, no.
Yeah,
and Loveleen was coming down the wicket in some hurry, and in the end was being sent back, and probably fortunately.
Very conscious start by them. They're just trying to break the shackle very soon, because they can't afford to wait too much.
As Clark, high arm action, that's hit high. There's a man coming around. This should be the first wicket, and it thumps into his hands. And there is Sean Clark's first wicket, and the first wicket down here in the grand final. 8 balls in, and the Kings have lost their first.
Yeah, it was very soft dismissal in the end.
Didn't really feel that he had at any stage his footwork going towards the ball. The hands are a little wide. They came from kind of low. Yeah, that was a disappointing and a very neat catch as the ball just swirled in the air for a little while. And the first wicket down for the Kings.
It was a good catch, because he has to run backward, which is not very easy, but still a very, that catch at the straight that should have been taken, and he took it nicely.
Well, he didn't have a lot of give in the hands. They hit very hard, so he had to ensure that one thin. And so the first wicket down, 1 for 4 here. 8 balls into the grand final here on Duff TV. It's the Intercultural Sports League. So the Spice House are one of our friends, City Networks, Power Stroke Automotive, KLM, and Aperna in North Hobart are some of the wonderful supporters of this tremendous competition, along with obviously the BBL team, the Hurricanes. This is a common theme throughout Australia, trying to ensure that we have a fantastic social environment for people that love their sport. And there's plenty of people out there that love their sport. As a new batter coming in is Stewart. And he's taking guard. Well, we had a look at the wicket early, and there's a game that was played earlier. So there's a few spike marks just of as the umpires has come in and the actual batter wasn't even ready. There are a few spike marks that have just pushed into the surface, and that's due to the fact we had some rain earlier today and just a bit of moisture on top of the wicket. It's now dried due to the wind, but there are a few spike marks that have kind of gouged out a bit of the surface. So the batters might, or both teams probably aren't that familiar with that conditions. As Stewart straight away off the mark.
Do you reckon the outfield will be slow due to the rain effect?
Yeah, I think the outfield's dry just because of the wind, but interestingly, the grass is a fraction long.
Yeah.
It probably hasn't been mowed. You may not have been mowed yesterday, so it just feels like it's 2 days from since it's been mowed. I might not be 100%, but I had a walk across it, so it will be hard to get boundaries. But KG5, square of the wicket to the right-hand side of the screen. It's slightly downhill as well, so that's certainly the spot you probably want to be targeting early.
I think players are quite pretty familiar with the situation of this kind of outfield, because most of the outfields are very thick.
Yep.
Like in the Montrose Bay High School and everything, there are so many grass, so it's very difficult to score the boundaries.
So you need to hit the ball maybe in the air,
Yeah.
Miranda.
And once we just shortened the boundary ropes for a few yards in one match because it was too difficult to cross the line.
Well, you can see here at KG5, it's a relatively large ground. The boundary line is in around about 15, maybe even 20 metres in some parts. So it gives the bowlers a chance to defend, I think, this size, but also gives the batters an opportunity to try and reach that boundary.
Oh,
Well,
that was a miss.
that was a... that might have slipped. So Sean Clark there, a little bit of humour here in the Duff Etmobile, the brand new Duff Etmobile. You can still smell the newness in the new van. And as we see on the replay, that's actually coming out the front of the fingers.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did that.
No, just a real chance to break the shackles now.
That is hit extremely well over deep mid wicket. It should clear the fielder, and they will pick up a couple of runs. So the first aggressive shot, which resulted in runs going over the outfield, and that was a lot more confident than what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and we get some runs on the earlier of the over, then the pressure is on the bowler.
Absolutely. Put some pressure back. Make the bowler do something he doesn't want to do. Mostly back of the length so far in this over. And there's another one. And I think that's an example of what's going to happen. Just outside off, the ball will stay a little low due to the nature of the wicket. And the batters will just have to acclimatise that fairly quickly.
It was not that kind of bounce which the Australian wickets are known for. It is quite lower bounce.
All the kids gonna come. Captain Hurricanes is going to show you how to floss.
So we've got some great nicknames on the uniforms. We've been given most of the nicknames here. Most of them are phonetic nicknames. They're actually just an abbreviation, a shortened version of people's name, which makes it easier. There's a couple of interesting ones there. We've got a Monty and a few others as we'll just do the back end of this second over. Another. Well, we won't say a lot of technique involved. Well, not technique from a cricket game or a cricket manual. And that is the end of a successful over. And at the moment, after 2, we are 1 for 9.
In one of the team, there are the players. One name is Monty and other name is Carlo. So that is a big brand, Monte Carlo.
Yeah, well, I think the Monte Carlo is probably one of the best biscuits.
Yeah.
A tremendous dipping biscuit in a cup of tea. So we're just going to have the continuation here. The opening bowlers look like they're going to get a couple. I know that. Are we expecting maybe some good slow bowlers today, Miranda?
Yeah, they will always play their role. Later in the one of the bowlers is, I think, Gurpreet is a very good bowler. So he took 3 wickets in one match.
Yep. So look, we'll look out for Pradeep later on. So far, Stuart and Lovelina, the 2 men in for the KLM Kings. We got 2 overs done. We've got a blustery Sal Wesley, very unforeign conditions in the last 5 weeks here in southern Tasmania. But KG5 is doing a great job here. The ground looks great. A little bit of sawdust just behind the umpire as Siddhant will continue in his second over. There it is, replica of the first over, wasn't it?
Yeah, just wild swing. And again, good line and got a bit of swing as well.
Well, the ball is certainly swinging, as we mentioned. The southwesterly's blowing over the right-hand shoulder of the bowler. It is pushing the ball a little bit away, but generally he's just putting the ball full. It's floating up there. The batter knows it's going to be an outswing, and it's just not confident to get his foot across.
And the slip fielder can come into the game anytime. Oh, there's one more slip.
Here we go. So we've got a second slip. It's probably a floating slip. No, he's creeping in. He's not really sure where to stand. I think he's being told at the moment. We've got a first slip and probably a second or a third slip.
Encouraged by the swing.
Some good fielding there at point and good backing up by that man who came into the slip cordons. I did actually watch the guys train, warm up before. There was some very useful fielders, some good athletes out there. A couple that maybe aren't so comfortable under the high ball, but mostly some pretty good athletes here. And this man has got a very good outswinger at the moment. I'd like to think that last one he might have been trying to bowl, just seam up. Maybe cross the seam might be an opportunity to get one to go straight.
Yeah, with a gentle pace, and he's maintaining good line.
There we go, just shot of the field there.
Slip is just one again.
So they're taking the slip out with the change of ends or the change of batter.
Going down the leg side, I guess.
Yes, I think just a muffled appeal as the umpire slaps his right leg to indicate an extra. So we're into double figures here. So Miranda, sort of even start, do you think, at this stage for both sides?
I think, yes, initially they just want to keep the wickets in hand first, and then going for the slog in the later overs.
Are there some hitters in the Kings team that we could look forward to?
Yeah, they are very good hitters down the order.
Now there's an attempt to hit. Does it get past? And unfortunately, mid-off fielder again just goes through his hands and also between his legs, nutmeg style, and another couple of runs.
Not a great timing, but still got a few runs here.
Well, I grew up playing cricket in northern Tasmania on very average cricket grounds where sometimes sheep was played the role of the mower, and I was told at a very young age, get your knee down, get behind the ball, because otherwise you look like a fool.
There is no international venue in northern Tasmania, but due to the BBL, you got some matches in Launceston.
Yeah, there was a game in Launceston this year, or two games in fact.
2 or 3, I think.
2 games. Yeah. Nice to see. There's a quick single to the leg side. Yeah, nice to see with the extension of the Hurricanes and the Big Bash League.
Yeah.
Some more regional centres have got some gains, which is nice.
And this season was very excellent for them. They are in the final, semi-finals.
Well, let's hope. Fingers crossed for all the fans of the Hurricanes. They've made it to a home semi-final on Thursday. We're not sure who the team they'll be playing. They're odds on to make it at least to the final, but they've been here before. The very original season of the Big Bash, before it became franchise, the Tasmanian side did actually host a semi-final at Belrive Oval, so they've got a little bit of history, and that's a drive down the ground, but no run. Well, hang on. Oh, no, it's fallen over. It's Clemical. There's a chance to run out at the bowler at the keeper's end, and that is very unfortunate, and the Kings have lost their second.
Oh, that was quite unfortunate, and the further situation was further exaggerated by the slip, so it's all happening not the way that they would like.
Let's see this one in the replay. So it was a bottom edge. It's gone past it. Look, both players, he's actually put his hand up, then the misfield, and then he's still got his hand up, and then the slip over. Was he wearing spikes?
Actually,
I think there might be some rubber mouldings on the bottom of the shoes.
That's why it has said that never run on a misfield.
Yeah.
Actually, that was not a run, actually.
I don't think that was a run. But the most important thing is that the bowler, sorry, I should say, the batter at the non-strikers then had his hand up, wasn't even looking at him. A calamitous mistake there, the second wicket down. 2 for 16 here. We're in the third over. And unfortunately, maybe running down the middle of a cricket wicket, particularly when it's got grass on it, it's not a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't even think he slipped in the end, but anyway, I'm sure everyone will replay that over and over again in the highlights package, and unfortunately he may be reminded of that one from time to come. So the new batter is just come in. Who have we got here, Miranda? We'll just wait till we've got some numbers on the back there.
It's the number 11.
It is a little hard to tell.
This is number.
As that one's driven confidently through the offside. There's a few fans out there. And a nice little stop with the feet.
taken a couple by the
We'll just
batsman.
have to confirm who the batter is. Is Prijit? I mean, he's the man who hasn't. I think it is Prijit because he's the only player we don't have a number for, and he's out there with an 11. So let's assume.
It should be Prajit, I guess.
So
Still,
Prijit, we'll assume it's him at the moment.
Still need to be some confirmation about this, I think.
Well, he's got the red socks on, and he looks confident at the crease, and his first shot certainly would have felt good as
That
he
was a
knocked
good
one.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a really confident shot, wasn't it? First ball through that offside. That's in the air, but it's just wide of the fielder, and the third man comes into the game. That ball actually bounced a little bit.
And this is the right technique just to try to take the singles because boundary are not easy on this ground. And if you will get a really loose delivery at times, so just focus on that and still try to just rotate the strike.
Absolutely. I think they talk a lot about don't have any dot balls early on in a T20 game and a limited overs game. And I think it never rings true. The less overs you go, the less amount of dot balls you want to have, as now Loveleen. He's on 8. He's looked pretty comfortable so far at the crease as he kind of squashes that one down into the ground. No run.
Good tight bowling. Talking about Hobart Hurricane, they have quite a few international players.
Yeah, well, obviously they've got the young
Wade,
yeah, they've got a young
very strong contender for the national selection as well.
I hope there's a. I mean, it's been advantageous that a lot of the Hurricane players haven't got selected because they've been able to play. As that squirted, you'd imagine just for a single. Yeah, there's got some, the young Nepalese, I should say, the young Afghani who's come into the side bowling his leg spinners. He was great in the last game.
Yeah.
And the Englishman as well, former Jamaican opening bowler. But it's been the local guys that have been really great, showing the strength of cricket in Tasmania, that the people like Caleb Jewell and others can come in and perform straight away.
So how many overseas players can play in the 11? I think 3 or 2.
Sorry.
How many overseas players they allow to play?
I think it's 2. They were thinking of increasing it. Next year there's some talk of increasing it by 2 to 3 or 4. I'm unsure where they're going to go. I like the idea of the local guys getting an opportunity, although it has exposed some maybe lesser known international players who are playing in the off season. So obviously lots of cricket in the southern hemisphere at this moment. So the Indian sides from not long ago, Pakistan, were also travelling, but an opportunity for maybe some of the lesser known players is that one's gone down the leg side for Clark's first wide.
In IPL it is 4.
4 in the IPL. Yeah. I mean, the great thing about the IPL, it is multicultural, I suppose. Australian Big Bash competition is, and that's, I think, the standard of how you might need to deliver and I think by having a longer BBL league, they're actually trying to, in a way, copy the IPL, which has had so much success, and that's a nice little dab down through.
I think most of the leagues are quite successful over the last few years.
They've got a bit of money backing it too, haven't they? And that is the end of Stewart's over. He's got a couple. He's just huffing and puffing. There's a high five from the captain. And the early stages here, I'd just say potentially the Kings would just be a little bit behind where they would like. Thunderballs have been good. They've picked up some wickets. They've been pretty good in the field. And it's been an entertaining start here to the ICSL Grand Final.
Yeah, they are good bowling power, so they are bowling to that reputation. Loveleen is the key. He's still there, so they can cash in later on.
Loveleen about it. Can he hit one, get one over the infield?
Yeah, he's a good striker of the ball.
We've seen one expansive shot from Loveleen so far this evening.
I think he's just playing the role of anchor right now.
I think the run out kind of unsettled him a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Siddharth now. That nice run up. Can he get a bit more outswing? A little bit of outswing, and that's compact in defence.
He's in the 3rd over on the trot.
I thought while the ball's swinging, he's going to get 2, but they're bowling a 3rd here. Still a little bit of swing, but is this the over you take him on? Do you kind of think, well, not going to be as much swing in this over. Maybe it's an opportunity to take it on.
Trying to take the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, he's bowled 95% of his deliveries in the full area, There is 2 slips in place at the moment. And there's an example of the ball. It's really hard to swing when it's going down leg.
Just searching for the swing, which was not in this occasion.
So predominant offside field here at KG5.
This guy on your screen is also a very good bowler. He will come into play later on.
So Hanga Monty,
Yeah.
would like to see him bowl. There's a keeper crouch behind the batter. That's a nice little flick, but into the extra cover position, no run. So there's, I think, about 10 teams, is there, in the 11 teams in the competition. And I think it's increased from the last year's season, 2 new teams.
I don't know about last season because I am just start following on this season only. So in the next season, probably the more team will come, but this occasion it is 11 teams.
There's another ball
wide.
just down leg, and that was a bit shorter too. So I know there's players from Bangladesh, Syria, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka,
Nepal.
and obviously Australia and Nepal as well, making up many of the players who are playing here in the Intercultural Sports League here in Southern Tassie.
Yeah, so many players from different backgrounds. It's really a good platform to meet and to interact, to know about the different regions, different cultures.
Well, there's one thing in common: everyone loves cricket.
Yeah, that's the.
And
that can
another
hold
single.
together. Cricket is just a link that can hold different things together, and it is very popular in the subcontinent, Indian subcontinent. Just like a religion in India, cricket is.
It is very big. It's the second most popular sport in the world, behind association football, or soccer here as we call it in Australia. So second most popular sport. That's mostly because of the fanatical base in Southern Asia as Sanat strides in. It's close, the umpire. That just bounced a little bit. Just climbing up towards the top edge, or the handle of the bat there, and knocked down to the offside.
Yeah, because it involves because India is playing cricket, so that's why the statistics just tilted in this favor of the most played games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although it's not that penetrated as the football is, although cricket is played in every corner, in every continent,
Yep.
but that penetration is not that as much as that of the football.
I would like to think, though, English fans are considered the most passionate in football, association football, but I'd have to say Indian fans are probably close to the most passionate. As that one's hit to leg. The first one into the outfield, and that will it get to the boundary?
Yeah,
Yes, it teased us for a little while. And that is the first boundary here in the grand final. It's been a few overs, and we just saw how slow the outfield is, because that flew through the initial 30 metres. We'll just see here on the replay. That flew off the bat, but gee, it eked its way across the boundary.
Everyone was unsure whether it could cross or not, and eventually it crossed. It took quite a while to get the first boundary.
I tell you what, the 2 fielders there were in hot pursuit of that cricket ball. They were very keen to try and prevent that from getting over the rope, and they couldn't see the first boundary. So still 2 slips in play here. That is magnificent. And that, I think, just bounced inside the line. That is the most demonstrative shot so far here in the grand final. And a bit of music and a bit of cheering indicating a big boundary out towards leg.
That's why people have come here to see some good cricket, good bowling, good batting. And this is the first shot that really was very confident and very good shot of the day so far.
Easily the best shot so far, the most confident shot. And I did mention before the over, this is the one to take because the ball stopped swinging. He's been trying to bowl full, Sid. And at the moment, as soon as he bowls back of a length, it's actually coming on quite nicely. And on that occasion, the batter made no job. I think he actually maybe premeditated that one. So slip goes out. And there's a call of 2 early. And they should comfortably get 2. Some nice fielding.
Good running between the wickets.
The running has been excellent, bar that one run out. The actual
Yeah.
running, the technique of running, getting in and out of the crease quickly is the key. And I've seen some good techniques. I think I'm a bit of a cricket fan. I've loved cricket. I've loved it since a young lad. And now and again I watch old cricket games, and I watched one in the early 80s. It was West Indies versus Australia. The running between wickets was horrible.
Oh.
They just stood and whacked boundaries. They didn't even know how to run between wickets, but that's certainly one aspect of the game that is filtered through all the way down here to social cricketers. That's a nice shot into, but fielded at mid-wicket.
The revival of South African cricket in '92 and the emergence of Jonty Rhodes in the field, that just wrote the new history, wrote the new chapter in the...
I think Jonty started many things, and people like Dean Jones and probably started the running between wickets, and that's kind of filtered through. And then you just look at some of the players at the moment, even some of the bowlers, they're even all right at running between wickets. In the old days, they just lumber down the wicket.
Yeah, because only Jonty Rhodes told the world that fielding is a very important aspect of the game, apart from the bowling and batting. And he, with his fielding, he's contributed quite a lot in winning the South Africa many games.
I think so, and Jonty Rhodes was the man who probably showed the evidence of ground fielding, because prior to that there was very gifted catchers, but he certainly showed. But we've got a change in bowler here, Miranda. Who have we got coming on here with some, looks like some off spin? We'll have to check that one in a second, but we've got some slow bowling now.
What is this? Need this.
So is that a rapid approach to
I
the crease?
Ramandeep,
No, he's bowling some little mediums actually, though. He was sort of pretending just to flick him out.
I think he's Ramandeep, I guess.
Yep. Ramandeep Singh. Yep.
Number 36 maybe.
Well, he's just getting the field set. He's got a tall release. So Kud behind the stumps is probably 15 metres back still. So it's going to be a little bit of nip in this, as that's... Gee, they found a very small gap. Should be a couple of confidence stroke.
I think he has shortened his run-up. He used to run a little bit more than this.
So he's used to... Is it... I'm just looking at his... I don't want to be critical, but has he got shoes that spikes on them? You might just have some... they might have some spikes on that. I know that when I first played on a turf wicket, my shoes were pretty average, and I was very slow coming in. But once you get used to it, you can really run through the crease. So maybe he's just not used to running onto the turf wicket.
Yeah, that may be the case.
He's got a nice wrist position. D, he's getting some lift off that wicket. There's a shot. That would have been out. Well...
They
there,
can't.
yes, there you see Clark just indicating just how much that missed by. I might just see a replay of that one. I reckon that was really close.
They can't afford run out at this stage because they already have one.
Oh, God,
not in the frame.
I did not even bother putting his bat down.
Yeah.
Well, that would have made it 3. That would have been big. We're in the 6th over, and it would have been a big wicket. Singh just gets out another back of the length. So we haven't got a great vantage point here of the whole field. I might just stick my head out of the van and have a look.
Yeah.
So there's 3 players on the leg side, so this will have to be back of a length outside off, and what I'm seeing, that's exactly what he's done so far. Back of the length outside off.
Yeah, bowling as for the field.
Yeah, perfect bowling. And I actually think what we've seen so far, it's a little bit of trampolining bounce. That means it's just rising up, not necessarily quick, it's just cramping the batters. They might not be used to how the ball's sort of elevating itself off the wicket. And there's another one. That's nippish. That is nippish, and there's the follow through. Called a wide. It nearly went over leg stump, but they generally are very critical on the wides, aren't they, in modern day cricket?
Yeah, he's having a very short runner, but a good pace.
I'm a fan of someone who doesn't make too much of an effort and still produces this, as that one's called. But he's actually got a really good wrist release and a real whip of the action, creating a bit of potential energy just as he releases the ball. So I reckon it's worth maybe just getting another play on the leg side here, just to give it a little bit more protection. But if you can keep bowling just outside off, just there, cramping the batter up. That's excellent. Cricketers nudges one down, and the man.
Well, talking about the greatest fielder, not to forget the local legend, Ricky
Yeah,
Ponting.
Ricky Ponting. I think he was a slightly better catcher overall, and that's the end of the 6 over. Slightly better catch probably than John T. Rhodes, and he hit the stumps a fraction more.
Not much difference between
No,
Johnny Rhodes and Ponting.
I think one of the best I ever saw catching-wise is probably Mark Waugh. He was a wonderful set of hands.
Yeah. I think he started his debut in 1995. I have been following right from the first match.
Yeah, we'll get that score settled in a moment. We've got one of the Duffettes helping us do the scoring here in the Duffman field. I did try and do scoring and commentary a few weeks ago, and I couldn't work both hands in trying to do the scoring. We had 8 keys to work and also did the commentary and had stats. It was too much. So we've got one of the volunteer Duffettes. We've actually usually call him the more annoying Duffett. He's quite hyperactive. We've got to change a bowler here, though, so we will get the score correct for you in a moment. It actually might even be updated on my cricketing render, so we'll have a look at that. And here he is, Monty. You talked about him, didn't you? What can we expect? I like the cut of his jib. He's got a very nice modern day haircut. I feel like, is he confident?
Yeah, he's having good pace, and another bowling change here. Just trying to put more pressure on the batting team. They have quite a few options.
Well, this is the stage where 2 things can happen. Wickets can come with new bowlers coming on, or potentially, that's a good start.
Yeah, he has had a good line in them.
I actually like the fact that he actually accelerated after he delivered the ball and he ran through another 10 metres. Yeah. Oh, I like it. Fantastic work here. Just see on the replay. I like the delivery. He's got a nice wrist position there.
Reached almost to the batsman.
Here he is. He speeds up there.
Yeah.
So we're right behind here at the KG5 Avenue end of the ground here at KG5 Oval. There's Monty in again, and that's a wide one, and the batter just unable to get that. Is that a no ball? Has he stepped over the line?
Oh, this is the first ball.
He must have done. They're now going to it. Oh, it's fine. This is interesting. The bowler comes and inspects where he did the damage. Oh, that's where you overstepped, son. I don't think it's got anything to do. You don't need to look at it. You need to go back and just maybe move your mark back a few centimetres. But just overstepping. And we see the signal for the free hit. Yeah. Well, that's very small. Obviously not used to having cameras on in the umpire. So free hit here. What's he going to bowl? He's got the open leg. And it's an one outside off stump.
Just teasing down. Yeah.
Lucky to get away with that one. I think he wanted to hit to leg.
There was a bit of swing.
Actually did move off the seam and in the air. So now we're happy with the scorecard there. So the Kings here in the 7th over, 244. So not a bad start, Brigitte. They're doing a good job. They're just starting to work their way back into this after a couple of early wickets, including a slightly comical run out. That's smacked into the gap. Does it get through? Not quite. Good fielding. And just the 1 run. The paparazzi just onto our right-hand side. Miranda, just watch out there, mate. Smile, mate. So the Kings into the mid-40s now.
Recovered from a very slow start. Now it looks a bit better scorecard.
Yeah, and certainly in the moment, Rajit, he looks like the player who can play the expansive leg side shots, and I think that's probably what's going to be required in the next few overs. Well, maybe that's not one of them.
Swung and miss.
I reckon he might have hurt his back with that one. He swung so hard.
Yeah. The pressure of the final, because you need a good score, really.
Well, having seen and commentated a few grand finals in the last few years at local level in cricket, you don't need a big score to win. It's all about a competitive score. So I've seen a few T20 games. That's gone high and bouncing.
Yeah. That was a true Australian bounce.
It was, wasn't it? Sucking in the oxygen there, Monty. To see that one on the replay, that is flown off.
Even the keeper recognized that.
Yeah. Thakur just took that one high up towards his shoulders, indicating a bit of bounce. There's actually a little bit of velocity behind that one too, which may have aided the bounce. So if it's pitched and you're throwing the ball into the wicket, he's clearly just climbing up a little bit on the batters, and that is something they're not used to. They're used to playing on synthetic wickets, which is cement with some synthetic grass, and generally the bounce is quite true.
Oh,
He's bowled him.
oh,
Well, Monty gets the wickets. It's a big one. Bajit on his way. Congratulations from the opposition players there. He's unlucky. He's tried to whack that one to the leg, and he's
that's a
just
very
been
good ball.
bowled.
And just about to tell you that this kind of delivery just create some doubt in the batsman's mind.
Yes.
And exactly same thing happened.
Yeah, so some short deliveries.
Short delivery and then followed by the fuller one. So
but you could see actually Bajit was set up there for that leg slide hoik that he hit, and I have a feeling he may have premeditated then. He was ready for the short. Credit to the bowler. Well done, Monty. Great job from him.
Yeah, he's a good
Third
bowler.
wicket down. So good at Kanga. Monty, the man, with a big wicket. And I feel the Kings would think 3 down at this stage is probably one too many.
When things started to happen for them, and it just one of the wicket got down, so still good hanging, good competition.
Oh, I mean, as you said at the start, 120 is kind of enough. So potentially some good hitting in the end. This is very much still game on here in the grand final.
Yeah, they should right now should not think about 150 or 160 right now. They just go to take the single, and occasionally boundary will come. And in last 5 overs, they can accelerate another 50, 60 runs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last 3 or 4 overs has been certainly a common theme in the last sort of 12 months of T20 cricket around the world. Teams really go hard in that. As Singh in, and Singh just angles that one into it. Pick up a single, I reckon. That was close again. Wonderful fielding at point.
Ground fielding is quite good. Except a few missed field, it was a good tie.
They're probably enjoying the nice surface as well, other than Montrose High School.
Yeah, that's good surface. Playing with enthusiasm.
That's hit over the infield. There's a man there, and he does. He does exactly what he needed to do with the arm raised and the 4th one down. The bounce doing it again.
Yeah, just tried to use the batsman tried to use the bounce, and the fielder was perfectly placed there. He didn't require to move a
I don't even
inch.
think he blinked.
Yeah.
I reckon he stood. We'll see on the replay. It was fielding practice.
He stood, just moved a few steps back, and it was almost there.
I don't think there was any doubt that was going to be a catch, a very confident catch. Celebrations. And the Thunderballs are now very much on top with the 4th wicket down.
Now the KLM should looking to rebuild the innings at this moment, because they need to some few overs without losing too much wicket. The 3, 4, 5 overs they should play without losing a wicket, and then they can play some aggressive shots.
And the ball is certainly coming onto the bat quite nicely, so they'll be able to play those cross-bat shots. You're right. I think at the moment they just need to knock the ball into the ground, just get up the other
play
end.
Straight, wait for the loose ball.
Smarandeep Singh showing that extra little bit of bounce and a slight more bit of pace, creating some doubt in the batter's mind, and he picks up a wicket. Anuj, he's...
So it's all pace at both ends right now. Oh, not far from the edge.
Tell you what, there's some spirited noise out there at the moment from the Thunderballs. They're very much on top in this game. You always have to bat twice, obviously. You have to see 2 innings until you can make a definite opinion about the wicket. But at the moment, the Thunderballs, they feel like there's a bit of energy out there, isn't there?
Because wickets is always a tonic for a bowler.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
No, there's a chance at the bowler's end again. He would have been out by about 3 metres, and now somehow, after all that, they're going to probably pick up 2 overthrows.
Maybe the 4.
Is that even 4? No, not quite a few metres inside there. So we'll see. I think that's probably an example of just not completely sure with each other. It looked like it was a standard knock into the offside. Didn't look like a run. Non-striker came flying down the wicket, sent back. Should have been run, well, could have been run out, and then overthrows.
And that ball kept a little low.
Yeah, just outside this off stump, just here from the northern end of the ground. It just feels that
tricky bound on that spot of the wicket. sun is also playing some part here because batsmen or fielder are not clearly seeing the ball to the sun. And you remember it last a few days back there was a match was stopped due to sun between India and New Zealand at Dunedin.
in
Dunedin.
Oh, Dunedin.
Yeah. Player had to be suspended for about 1 hour.
As the sun drifted down.
Yeah, in that angle, and no one can see the ball on that angle. So player had to be stopped for about 45 minutes.
In an international game of cricket.
I think that's just 10 days back in the last New Zealand-India series.
That is fantastic.
So that usually match stopped due to the bad weather, but it was stopped due to the too good weather.
Well, in Dunedin it does rain a bit down there on the University Oval, and quite a lot of trees around that ground. But yeah, the sun impacting on the game. That's a new one. That's the end of another successful over. The Kings have lost 4. Thunderballs are probably on strike on top here at the moment, and I think we're past 40, where we should be into the mid to high 40s, but we are definitely 4 wickets down.
After 8 overs, the Kings are 51 for 3.
Different announcement.
Yeah, I think we're into the 50s here. We'll just get that score, doing our best without a long way from the score bench here, as that one's actually swung away by Monty, and that's
Ready for that. No damage done, and it's successfully completed a single there.
so Noop on 11. Suresh has just come into the crease. He's just managed to squirt one down the ground. As Monty, the man who got a wicket in the last over and also bowled a no ball, had a free hit, and in the end has actually resulted in quite a good over.
Not allowing the slog, just keeping close to the wide mark line on the offside.
Well, they've still got a slip in place too, haven't they? Which is an indication that they think the ball is doing a little bit. Yeah, and they're also keen to get. I mean, a 5th wicket here would swing the game dramatically in the favour of the Thunderballs, you'd imagine. So you could see the players' uniforms just wobbling. That's a clever cricket shot. Just poked it behind point for a single.
Typical limited over shot.
It was, wasn't it?
I think breeze is also blowing, so it's also affecting the swing.
Yeah, I think it's picked up just slightly. You can just hear it in our special effects mic just below us here in the commentary position. That the wind is just picked up here, and generally this time of night, the southwesterly is a prominent figure in around Hobart as the sea breeze. Oh, slow ball. Looked like it might have just tried to bowl a little leg cutter there.
Interesting to see after 10 over when the end will be changed and what it happen, how it goes on that side. Let's see.
Yeah, so it swung around to a westerly according to Bureau of Meteorology on my little app here on the phone. I've got all the technology to try and give you a bit of a narrative of what's going on here in the middle at KG5 in Glenorchy. Well, you don't need a narrative for that because he's just trying to hit it for 6 over deep midwicket. So, as Anup is keen, very keen, to try and get the run rate started here.
There was a decent rain today in noon, so once it was looking to threaten today's game, but
yeah, it was good. I was driving down and from the north of the state today, and it absolutely bucketed down at about 3:30 through the middle, and it actually hailed. It was nearly snowing. It's typical Tasmanian weather.
Yeah.
Nearly a month of 30 degrees, and then it snowed nearly on me at 3:30 in the afternoon in the Midlands. So that's a better delivery from Monty. Angled that one in and comfortably defended.
Weather condition can change quite quickly in Tasmania.
Yeah, we love being on an island, so it certainly does impact the being 40 degrees or 42 degrees south. The inclement weather is never too far away. It's another good delivery. Geez, he's bowling well here. And that is another fantastic over. There was an extra in it, but overall, Monty is on top. And the Thunderballs are on top. We're 9 down here, and it's 4 for 54.
Yeah, Monty doing a good job for his team. and he usually bowls very tight length. He has good pace, so it's all going good for the Thunderballs right now.
So they've probably a change of bowling required here, you'd imagine, for the Thunderballs. They've only bowled the 4. They've got maybe some other spin option or slow bowling option, but at the moment...
Ramandeep is continuing.
Yeah, Ramandeep, he's been magnificent. I'd like to see him with the new ball, actually. I reckon he could do a little bit with it. Even after a couple more steps, as seeing the wind there, it looks like it's impacting on the camera, wobbling around as another single to the off.
Oh,
something's going on out there. Now, just to give you an indication here, we're in a van with no windows here in the Duffhead van. It's actually a fairly new van. It's only a few weeks old. The windows have been yet to be put in. We're meant to have windows soon. The old Duffhead van did have some lovely windows, which would give us a vista of what's going on. We're not just in a van, we're also facing away from the ground.
Yeah.
So to get an idea, just for those people that's in the air, somehow that has fallen into some real estate, which has not had a Kings player, I should say a Thunderballs player, anywhere ready to catch us down.
That was a nothing shot.
Oh, it was but it climbed, didn't it? It just climbed up on him.
Surprising with the pace.
Yeah, once again, Singh is creating some problems here with his very brisk, as we see on the replays. Well, actually, I don't think that climbed that much. I just think maybe he just wasn't in position to try and hit that one down. There it is again. Well, he's appealed. I don't think there's any doubt that
He
one
had
was high.
quite stunning spells in the league matches I have seen. So he's a good bowler.
Yeah, Ramdeep Singh here doing a magnificent job from the northern end of the ground at KG5. The sun is shining. It's shining on the Intercultural Sports League, and brought to you by the Hurricanes, who are supporting it here in Tasmania. We're in the northern suburbs of Hobart. As that one's hit in the air, just wide of a range of fielders just lurking there on the offside, desperate to get their hands on that white cricket ball, but in the end, it's just a single.
I think there was no timing in that shot. That's why it didn't travel
I think that's probably was fortunate, wasn't it? That's the reason it didn't go to hand. It is a very useful sports complex here. You see the Football Federation, Tas, they're based just down the back end of the ground. That's it. That's in the air. There's a chance it's there. I think it's just going to fall short. It does, of the man there sweeping out it deep backward. As Monty, he's just bowled some delivery. He was sucking in some air a little bit a minute ago, Monty, after he's over, but I don't think he was any chance of getting that one.
I think KLM needs a bit of luck at this stage. It's all happening here.
I just feel these batsmen are really struggling with the extra bounce from these two medium bowlers. And that one's nicked, dropped. Well, we might just see if we can get that one back on the replay. I think the camera just moved a little bit to the right-hand side there. We might not have a great vision of that one, but it certainly looked like, yeah, it went straight in and straight out, unfortunately. So the end of the over, we're 9 down. It's for 59. We're actually, in fact, we're halfway through. We should be 10 overs. There we go, 10 overs. And we're at the halfway mark of the first innings from the KLM Kings. And they're a little behind, I would have thought. Although in saying that, we reckon 120 is a good score. Incredibly, though, Marinda, there's only been one boundary so far. One boundary. Actually, two boundaries. It's been two boundaries.
Two boundaries, and they have lost with 1 or 2 extra wickets here because probably they are having this is the last recognized batsman, or maybe one more after this. So they really need to keep that thing in mind as well. And now we are having the change of ends.
Yeah, we've got to change a bowler here.
Spin option. Some spin is coming up.
Well, I think he's bowling mediums because the Takud is standing back as a keeper, and he's got a few metres, but he was flicking the ball with his fingers, indicating maybe everyone wants to be a spin bowler.
Yeah.
As you see a deep man going back.
On the cow corner.
So maybe indicates he's going to have to bowl relatively straight here. A little bit of protection, also a man sweeping deep backward square or fine leg. As the music going at the moment. No fireworks, just the music.
And good umpiring so far in the match.
Yep. And the fifth bowler is sometimes the bowler you want to take on in a limited overs game of cricket, and maybe this is the man they might be keen to try and have a go at. And that first one, just a little round arm action, so it may not have the same bounce as the other bowlers.
Yeah, these gentle medium pace bowlers are always useful in one-day cricket or 20-day crickets. You know, Larson and Harris for New Zealand, they are very tidy. And
oh, there's some blasts in the past. Yeah, Harris was good.
Mark Elam from England.
Yep.
He's also gentle pace. And even Hansi Kroning has troubled even Sachin Tendulkar many times with his gentle pace.
Yeah, a lot of those players were prominent, weren't they, on the lower slow wickets? There's a
Ian
single down to
Harvey
left.
for Australia.
Yeah.
He's very gentle, good bowler, good utility all-rounder. And now Stoinis.
Stoinis, yeah, probably
More pace.
a little bit more pace, but certainly, you look, he's quite good with his alterations, and he does change his pace a lot. That's a good delivery, just angling in. As Singh, who's bowling the other end of the ground, do a good job there and keeping that to 2.
Comfortably taken in the end.
So at the stage where there's a little bit of cat and mouse here at the moment in this T20 Grand Final. No cat and mouse in that. That's hit wide. It's going to bounce just in front of the man out there sweeping at deep mid-wicket. And in the end, only a single. And I think he's probably said there, why was he in a little bit closer? But I think that probably was the right fielding position with the man deep at deep mid-wicket.
Maybe 10 yards inside the rope could be a better idea.
Yeah, you'll see so many players, the ball gets over the top of them in. But at some stage, you need to sort of be in the action. That's just defend a sort of dot ball. Good result. Firmly struck. You can hear the noise as that one's cracked out to so where the protection is. That's good bowling. And that's the end of the 11th over. That was quite a good over because he actually bowled really well to his field there. We'll just have to grab the name of that young gentleman there who's bowled a very neat over. His first.
Over by Gurpreet. He's a utility.
Oh, so it's Gurpreet Singh, is it?
Yeah.
There's the look here. It's currently 14 degrees, but the batter does need a drink. I think Anuj there just getting a light refreshment to keep him going.
Just like a perfect weather for cricket here, because not much winter, not much cool, not much hot. It's a very good weather.
Perfect. Yes, definitely. So, we're going back to the opener again. Oh, gee.
Oh, very close to the off-stump.
That's very close. So Sean Clark to, I think this is his, must be his 4th over, is it? Might be his 4th. Some people enjoying the music here in the
Punjabi song is being played.
Oh, a good Punjabi song, so it has that sort of
very popular.
Cathartic rhythm to it.
Yeah, North India is very popular.
Now that's a big, oh, just for a second, I actually thought he was going to raise his arms there, Sean Clark, into an appeal.
Close, very close it was.
I think he just saw that was probably a fraction high and going down leg side.
The batsman, the benefit of doubt should go to the batsman.
Well, it generally should,
Yeah.
it doesn't always.
Yeah.
I often think, having played a bit of cricket, nothing too high, but some umpires do like making the decision quite quickly. I like the umpires that just maybe think about it a little bit.
Umpire's call if it were been divided.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, running between wickets has been problematic throughout this innings for the Kings, and another example there that just been
running horribly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the communication or they're not used to each other. And I actually think that ball's actually hit his fingers or hands. Yeah, it's just as Singh comes in and just apologise. He was actually just trying to throw up the stumps. The rule has changed around how you actually, if you get in the way of the throw now, you can't change direction. So, which is a rule that came in a few years ago. So you've got to ensure that when you're trying to get back to your stumps, you're not impeding the throwers. That's a good delivery. I know he's just struggling here a little bit at the moment. He came out in a blaze of glory, played some good cricket shots. He technically looks pretty solid, but he looks a little frustrated when the ball's just a bit shorter.
Just playing too much cross-batted shot. So, and he's looking towards onside, slogging towards the onside as far as stance is looking.
Yeah, that shot there he seems quite comfortable with, and that's a neat shot for a couple, but He is trying to hit the leg. That seems like his get out shot, or shouldn't say his get out shot, but his get out of trouble shot. That
over
natural.
the cow corner.
Yep. But he's unable to do that because the bowling's been so good. It's been back of a length, outside the off stump. Maybe he needs to even be comfortable to move across to the offside just to get inside the line of it, or making a slight initial move. But he looks all right when he makes that little dab, and maybe just needs to stick with that for a few more overs. It's Clark.
Thunderball have done good homework because they are not giving anything towards the leg side or the middle leg.
They have bowled well to that
Keeping
field.
it out the offside, just avoiding that slope.
They certainly have bowled exceptionally well to the fielding positions put in place by the captain. And they've been very disciplined, only a couple of extras. And, you know, this is all unfamiliar for them. They're playing on turf wickets, used to playing on synthetic. And probably, to be completely fair, I had a look at the list of grounds that the competition plays on. They're not the best venues in the northern suburbs of Tasmania. Most of the better, although Cadbury's isn't too bad. Wiley Park out at Bridgewater's not too bad. But I think you mentioned Montrose High School. I've driven past that a lot. The grass is long.
Grass is quite long.
Quite long.
Very difficult
I think
to
they need to send a few cows on that, or it's a few sheep onto that grass to get it long, to get it down a bit. It's not a particularly big ground.
That ground is also used for some other sport in the schools, so that they can't really actually afford to cut it more for making it a proper cricket ground.
No. Yeah, the
why.
limited funds, the education part, they were inside edge. I was lucky.
Almost to York.
There's Gurpreet Singh bowling here from the KG 5 Avenue end of the ground, or the southerly end of the ground, where our commentary position is placed up on the bank here and in the van. You see a little bit of the water behind you, the Derwent estuary there, just a little ripple across it. The wind has just dropped here at the moment. It is a westerly, so it's kind of blowing across the ground from right to left. There's a field now spread here in the 13th over. In the air. Oh, I think that carried.
Everything is happening here. Chance of a catch, then a run out, mix up. Everything is happening.
You can't look. Well, just see the replay. You don't want to look away, do you? I think it might have just, well, might have just fell short.
Was it change of pace or some
he's
slip
definitely
of hands?
Well, yeah, it could have been. Yeah. It could have been just, I mean, I expect some dew later on today, particularly this time of year. There is always a bit of dew. There it is again. I actually think he's bowling little off-cutters here. He's just got
intelligent bowling.
Yeah, little off-cutters there from Singh.
Reading the mind of the batsman and just following him.
I feel like the batters at the moment, both batters just feel they're quite frustrated. They've been sort of chastising themselves, cascading themselves every time they play a bad shot. That's knocked into the ground, and there's a chance for a run out.
Oh, still no timing.
Oh, wow. Well, we definitely need to see that on the replay. There's players on the ground. The fielder's on the ground. The batter's on the ground. He's asking for a new... The batter is actually... Look at his bat. It's got a crack in it. So let's look at this. There was never a run there. And this is where the Jonty Rhodes dive, isn't it? Yeah. He's hit the bat onto his helmet and cracked it. I think that's what's happened. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Well, in international cricket, someone would run out with about 9 spare cricket bats. No spare cricket bats at the moment. That's hit to leg. And another chance for a run out. Oh, no, yes, it is.
Oh, too much mix-up again between the two batsmen, and again, eventually costing them a wicket.
Well, it's costing them any momentum in this game. They're running between wickets. Yeah, they picked up a couple of sneaky ones, but the fielding has been very solid. I think they were Singh again. It was another off-pace delivery. Never a run in it. This was clever from Singh. Gee, that's great decision-making, because he realised all he needed to do was to get it down to the keeper, Dakud, who just took it in his hand. I think he actually might have missed the initial swipe.
At the right end.
Yeah, good cricket. And the new batter is, so 5 down here. It's not 94, by the way. We're only, we'll get that score correct in a moment. We've got the, we're doing our best here to make sure you're enjoying your coverage here on Duff TV of the Intercultural Sports League, brought to you by the Spice House City Networks, Power, Stroke Automotive, KML, and Aperna, and JMC and Bennett's, the friends of Duff, helping get the van here as well.
There was quite few missed chances of run-outs, but still they got 2 or 3.
I have no idea what just happened this last 4 deliveries. Been so much happening. Don't take your eyes away. Hey, there we go. Nice leave.
Another tidy over by Gurpreet.
Yeah, he's been really good. Gurpreet Singh. So there's quite a few sings in this team. And they're singing at the moment, S-I-N-G. Just remove the H, and that's exactly what's occurring here for the Thunderballs. They're very much on top as the new batsman Anoop is come in to try and create something. Just needs to knock some singles around just to maybe they actually do need to knock a few boundaries. That way they don't have to run and won't get run out.
Yeah. And talking about the sing, there is a movie in Bollywood, Sing is King, very popular.
Sing is king.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not sure the most popular Anglican name in. I think Smith is still in Australia.
Yeah,
My last name's Roberts. Apparently, that's the 11th most popular Anglican name in Australia.
Okay.
Roberts. So, but Singh, I'm assuming is yes in.
Sing actually is surname.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every people.
But certainly in that part, do you also take the parents' initial as well at times?
No,
and add?
not really.
No.
No. This is a surname.
Now, awkward looking cricket shot out to long on for a single. So things just need to...
It is actually a middle name. In Punjab or in North India, people just use this as a middle name.
Yep.
And female use Kaur as a middle name.
Okay.
Or the last name.
Depending on where they come from.
Yeah. In Punjab, male use Singh as this middle name, and female use Kaur as this middle name.
As their middle name,
Yeah.
okay. As the captain in bowling his little medium paces. Now that's a good pick appeal, yes! I have a feeling that fell out from here. It was low, it was full as well. It skidded on, the captain's got a wicket.
First LEW of the match.
And that was pretty much the first time the umpire had to do any work as he gets the ball back, as you see on the replay. Good appeal. Quick appeal, quick decision.
Very quick decision.
Just wobbled through the air. It wasn't, I think he knew, didn't he? As soon as he played the shot, it was a slog standing sweep. And
at one stage it looked that it going towards the leg side, but in the replay it showed that I think it is quite right decision.
yeah, I think, well, we are behind on the camera angle here, so it just felt that one. And having commentated a few games of cricket, when you're behind the wicket, you just get an idea in the end, a little bit by what the wicketkeeper does. And he didn't move at all. And that's the 6th wicket down here. And only in the 70s.
120 looks a bit far from here. What is the projected score, you reckon?
All right. Well, I kind of think once you get to 110, I think 110 gives you a chance.
Yeah.
On a slowish outfield, there will be some dew coming through kind of once the sun starts to go. Although the only thing that might stop the dew tonight will be the wind. So, and a slight lower temperature. So it's a bit quirky this time of year how the dew sort of works. You might have to talk to a meteorologist as Singh comes in. And
still quite a few overs left, so still they should think about taking the singles, not slogging everything, because still 3-4 overs they can hold on and should wait for last 3-4 overs.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think they just need to just maybe really have a dash the last 3 overs, just because they've lost a few. That's going to help.
They should think playing the whole quota of 20 overs.
Lovely, and just desperate to get a little bit of bat on that, just get up the other end, as now seeing he's always bouncing around after that wicket. He's already bad.
In the opening, and he also never opened. Remember?
Well, that's the end of a successful over. And 6 down here, the end of the 70s. And we're at the back end of this KLM Kings, the team that finished on top of the ladder here, as Monty will come in and bowl. I think he's last over. And we'll just have to confirm who the batter is at the moment. We've got Loveleen down in as number 77. He's out there at the moment, but we had him down earlier.
Yeah, I think he's not Lovely.
Maybe they might have swapped their outfits around. We'll just have to confirm. Anyway, we'll just confirm in a minute who the batter is. So I apologise there to those people that are watching. We're going by some numbers that we received late yesterday. So there's Monty now
starting a fresh over.
That is somehow bottom edge for a single down to third man. So every run helps at the moment. We reckon 110 is kind of competitive. I think it will definitely be competitive. They'll need to bowl well. They'll need to field really well to ensure that they just keep the pressure on.
Yeah, 110, 120 is not a less score. It's a good competitive total. So they also have good bowlers on their side, KLM Kings.
There's that extra bounce again. Who can we look for from the Kings? Maybe who will be some of the better players? As Monty now continuing his spell. It's been an excellent spell so far. He's picked up a wicket. He's been lively with the delivery, and so far...
Keep beating batsmen.
Oh, hasn't he? I reckon has been nearly... Yeah. He's beaten the bat, I reckon, about 10 times throughout this spell. And he hasn't had the new ball. I'd be fascinated to know how he'd go with the new ball. Looks like a seam bowler. Just gets a little bit of natural away swing, but it's been his bounce, his energy through the crease, and he's actually probably just taken a bit of pace off a few deliveries. And he's providing some problems as that one definitely moved away. So the ball...
He is in good touch, in good rhythm, and he started from where he left in the new spell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's looked like the identical, nearly replication of his last spell. Yeah, in the Thunderballs pushing here, trying to keep this score around 100. And now they've seen that can bowl them out. That's going to put him in a great position.
Fielder was a bit deep on mid-on, and he's completed the single successfully.
Yeah, I think at this stage you don't mind the odd single. You want to prevent the boundaries. There's only been 2 boundaries so far. And you don't probably win too many. We don't really put too many big scores
just
on the
wait
board.
For the loose ball and try to focus on single and doubles.
That may be an extra. Oh no, just that was close.
Lucky to get away.
I think Monty's just being looks a little sheepish at the moment, but that one looked okay. That's the end of another over. 15 down here, 6 for 75. We had him right, Jack. Yeah. Well, he was in earlier.
No, he wasn't. That was Virginia.
Oh, yeah. Because you change it, didn't you?
Yeah, 11 and 7.
No, that's okay. So the record's lovely.
Now it's not lovely.
Yeah.
After 15 overs, 75 for 6.
So Singh to continue the captain. Strickfinger and Singh, he's just getting his field. He just, I think, set an extra man just out to the offside now. I'm actually going to stick my head out the window and just get a look at the field.
Interestingly, keeper is standing a bit far from the stumps. Oh, that was very silly. It was very silly from the batsman. You can't, even they couldn't believe
Well,
it.
I was watching that one live. I had the head out the window in the van, and Loveleen is gone. Let's see it on the replay.
Oh, what is that? Still,
What's he doing?
why he stopped there? Very unusual.
Yeah, I think they got smiles on their face. You'd have to say if the KLM Kings are unable to win this grand final tonight, you'd have to say running between wickets. I don't think the Thunderballs could possibly be quite as bad. But just looking at the window before, there's quite a few fans have come in on this coolish Hobart February evening here with the Wesley, just keeping things a little bit cool. There's actually quite a good group of fans that are around the ground. A couple of them just hugging into that little bit of last bit of sun before it disappears over Glenorchy, Mount Wellington. But they're certainly making some noise. We've got the Punjabi music going as well from the Glenorchy Cricket Club rooms. But out on the ground, the KLM Kings keep running their mates out.
I think in the second innings, the crowd will again build up and more people would be coming.
Well, it's certainly a good atmosphere here. And that's hit high in the air. That is magnificent down the ground for boundary number 3. Not a bad way to start.
KLM needs such sorts very badly at this moment because not many boundary has been scored so far. So in the slow overs, they can really make a difference.
Well, you can see that one. The captain getting dispatched down the ground for 4 as he comes in, but the field just moving just on the offside as the man just going a little wider there at the backward point. You can see the 4 fielders there all protecting that space. So Singh will have to bowl relatively full, as that delivery was. Maybe one more fielder just down the ground. Yeah, that's a delivery, which is quite similar to the last one, but the batter, Prabhu, was able to smack him down the ground. Maybe that's where he's going to be aiming for.
Another.
Every time they move up. Well, us here in the commentary box, every time we see the non-striker move, we're like, oh, don't, please, get back, get back. We can see it all happening, unfortunately, out there in the ground. I'm sure it is much harder.
3 run-outs so far?
There should have been more. I think it's been 3. And all equally as bad.
Oh, Fuller on the
Part appeal. And a single off the leg, I'd imagine. Yes, the umpire just tapping his right leg there to the scorers. The scorers still asleep. You have to do it twice as the last few remnants of the sun just going down here. Now, who's got the switch for the lights? Miranda, or is someone flicked the lights on?
Yeah, just the light has started. It will take some time to glow fully.
Yeah, they don't come on straight away. They're quite large globes, so they take a while to warm up.
After 10 minutes, I guess they will be fully lighted.
Well, let's hope it starts to light up here soon, and let's hope the Kings can start to light up their innings. They're into the 80s. They're 7 down. I think we're 16 overs gone here in the Intercultural Sports League, brought to you by the Spice House City Network, Power Stroke Automotive, KLM, and Apurna. And the Duffettes, they've brought the van out here. James C. and Bennett's Petroleum, the friends of the Duffettes. There we go. There's some of our friends that's up on here, but it is also the Hurricanes. And there was a lot of thank yous just before the game. Lots of people have made this happen, which I think it's been quite a few seasons of this competition. It grows each year, and I imagine it will continue to grow. So a wonderful initiative and well supported by Cricket Tasmania. Hurricanes is lucky to miss the leg stump.
Just went through.
Yeah, Suresh just trying to flick. Looked like he tried to just lay it. A little bit of bat on that. That would have flown away, as we see in the replay. That just tailed back in, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a good delivery. And Monty is, I think, doing his last over.
Oh, he's been magnificent.
So who is going to bowl after that in the last 3 years?
Well, Singh's got a couple. That's Sukhvinder Singh. Gurpreet has to bowl. He's got
plenty of options.
He'll have to, yeah.
Another swing and a miss.
So just have to ensure you need to do your maths as a captain in a T20 game to ensure that you have the right bowler. I like my test match cricket, but I do watch a bit of T20. And the most important over is the penultimate, the second last over.
Yeah.
You need to get that spot on. That's the one where you can go for runs, and it's often the one when you're chasing. If you're a long way behind, you can actually catch up in that second last over. So you've got to have often nearly your best bowler bowling the 19th over in a T20 game, either setting
That's
a total.
very important.
Yeah, you've got to do your maths, otherwise, particularly as the opening bowlers, both opening bowlers in Clark in particular, they bowl quite a few overs early, so you've got to make sure you get that one right. And Sedan also, he bowled it. I think Sedan, he's bowled out, hasn't he? I think Sid's bowled out.
Raman is having one all right.
Maybe, he might have one maybe left.
Okay.
We'll just have to double check of that one. Is Monty continuing here in his last over?
He's hardly given anything away.
Oh, and look, he's still moving the ball. He's still getting a little bit of work in the air. It is a Wesley, so it's pushing it to the left-hand side, but he's actually getting a little bit of movement off the grass wicket here at KG5 Oval.
Now the lights
looking more
someone's
treadling on a bike somewhere, pumping their legs hard to ensure that lights come on here at KG5.
And that light can attract the crowd nearby. That's what something is happening.
Yeah, something's happening. Yeah, people around the Glenorchy area maybe just finishing up their shopping at Northgate can come on down and see what's going on at KG5.
Again, a good delivery. He is doing the right thing throughout the season. He has bowled very well, Monty.
Well, his chest has got bigger as the game's gone on, I reckon, as well. He's been outstanding. It's been his length that's impressed me. But he's just got a little bit of pace as well. He's at the back end of the innings here. There's a nice glide. That's actually no third man. Oh, there's the third man there. Prabhu is good so far. He's hit that one nice shot down the ground, and he's now
No run out this time. It's safe.
Looks like is the keeper going off for it? Oh no, he's just keeping the team energised. Interesting, the keeper there, I think he's actually wearing batting pads. I don't think they're actually.
You rightly said, Clark left one all right.
Oh, it actually might be cricket pads, so they might be just a fraction big for him.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of sizes too big. He's been very neat behind the stumps. Hasn't taken a catch yet, but he's been very neat to deliveries that have either bounced quite a bit off this.
Good work down. He took quite some, down the leg side.
Yeah, some good takes down leg, and also a few that really bounced up high too. I'm sure he wouldn't be quite as used to.
He was surprised, but grabbed it perfectly. Again, keeping that line outside the off stump, just saving that slog on the onside.
Yeah, well, and I actually think the batters have got to take it on here. They've got to try and go over the top of the infield on the offside, because that's where there is space on the off behind the fielders outside the ring. That one just cramping.
Just mixing it nicely.
Oh, no run out. That's the most important thing. Right, so I think Prabhu is probably the man who's going to. Yeah, I know. It's just like a casual lunchtime jog, and then he suddenly realised, hang on, the fielder's throwing it to mine. I might need to just increase my speed to get home.
They could find themselves in trouble like this. Good surprise.
Well, the Thunderballs have got quite a large. Is that a lion on there, or a tiger is there on their uniform there? It's a nice motif. They're going to need to get some tigers in them to try and clear this fence. They need some boundaries. They're on to 87.
Clark is mixing up nicely. Some short, some fuller. Oh,
there you go. That was mixed up. That's got to be no ball, surely. Oh, he's called it a wide. It might have been a no ball over the hip.
Yeah.
You've got to call whatever happens first. So if it's wide first. And if it's high and wide, it still gets wide first. So whatever occurs first, I believe. So,
but I think it could be dangerous for the batsman.
No, not dangerous, but it was
too wide.
That's his second one he's bowled, hasn't he? Bowled one in his really early in his spells. Now that's firmly struck. There is some coverage out there though. As Singh comes around and does the fielding.
Good sharp throw.
Yeah, the sun just on the hills around Hobart at the moment, just on the lower slopes of Glenorchy, so it's getting a little cooler here. And that is the end of Clark's spell. He was very good, Sean Clark. He's bowled out his 4 overs. He opened the bowling, he's come on and bowled a second spell late. We're 18 done. Still 11 shy of the magical 100 mark. It's a nice shot there of the hills over Otago Bay.
Oh, it's over number 18. Just 2 overs remaining, 12
yeah,
balls.
This is, I think, with 3 wickets down, what do you reckon? They need to really just have a go.
If they get some boundary, they can collect 15 to 20 more runs.
Yeah, definitely. If they get it,
put them closer to 110 mark that you have reckoned.
So Monty to come and bowl. This will be his last over. So, sorry, not Monty. Sorry, I should say the opening bowler coming on to bowl his last over.
Maybe Ramandeep is bowling the final over.
So Ramandeep Singh to bowl. He was good. Asidan. Just waiting for the field here.
I think it is going to be close to 100, 105. Let's see how much they can capitalize on these 12 deliveries.
Well, that's going to help. Another good takedown leg side by the keeper.
Some more runs down the leg side, but good work by the keeper.
So, bit of protection on the offside. So this probably still needs to bowl to the stumps. And what we've seen so far, probably his opening spell, he will target the stumps. He did get quite a bit of outswing. It's probably not going to find it, but he can't bowl too wide of off because there's not a lot of protection there. And I think they've probably got a pretty good field at the moment from what we've seen from Pradu so far. He wants to hit down maybe towards mid-on in his favourite hitting zone. Let's see what he can do.
Oh, good lamp again. Almost a Yorker.
Oh, gee, that just missed the stumps as well. Only just missed the stumps. So an extra man going to the leg side now. I think that's a good decision.
No, just picking
No,
the
he's
ball.
not actually just picking the ball up. I think they could get a man in mid-close just to ensure there's no single here. Just keep just onto this kind of straight mid-wicket. They've got a traditional mid-wicket in, but maybe just a straight mid-wicket just to put a bit more pressure on the batters. That's another.
Again, Yorker almost.
Well, the batter's trying to hit it down the ground. The ball's coming back in, as we'll just see here in the replay, just swinging, angling back. That's actually swinging really late.
That's a good in-swinging almost.
That's hard to hit. That's outstanding depth
Perfect
bowling here.
delivery for the tailenders.
There's Monty there. It's been a star so far today. We've loved his work bowling in here from the KG5 Avenue end of the ground.
Yeah, good contribution from him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Big. Onto the hill. 6.
Crowd really enjoyed that.
Oh, we enjoyed that. It might warm people up as that gentleman there.
Not many going to that side.
Yeah, they've
Right
enjoyed
on
it. They're
top.
also now stars, as we'll see here on the
Would be
replay.
yeah, it would be 6 on any ground.
He actually, he just took a little bit of pace off. That smacked. What a wonderful cricket shot. High onto the hill and actually rolled all the way up to the top. That's how much speed that had of that gentleman then did. He nearly had a chance to be in the action if he had taken a catch. So, very well. Bit of dancing.
Oh.
Well, that's a no ball. And that'll be a free hit.
He has been successful in creating pressure on the bowler by moving slightly. Oh, nothing, no signal from the umpire.
Wow, let's see that on the replay. That looked like it was around about his armpit, maybe just below his armpit. It looked like he got his glove onto it. We'll just get G-Funk on the replay. Here we go, came across.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's no
He
ball.
was lucky to.
It's not easy to umpire, but that was a no ball. And that's an awkward spot. So both batters are looking to just sort of feign towards the leg side. And the bowler's following him there. Sadani did a good job on that occasion. But, gee, I reckon he was lucky with that previous delivery. That was very, very high over the middle.
And the game is being played in very good spirit.
Oh, fantastic.
Batsmen are not protesting anything or nothing. It's good sportsman spirit all around. They're just following the rules and following the decision, accepting it politely.
Well, he somehow managed to get an outside edge. He does want to hit to leg. And somehow got an outside edge. That's the end of the second last over. It was eventful. It had some excitement. Had our first 6. That was excellent.
Yeah.
As the Punjabi music continues here at KG5 Oval. There's one over left. 6 legitimate deliveries in the KLM Kings innings here. Don't go anywhere because soon we'll have the Thunderballs padding up to have a go. But we've got 6 deliveries left. 10 runs, 110. We kind of talked about that.
This is great atmosphere in the ground with full of music and cheers.
There's a couple of young lads there in the Arnfield Street grandstand there. A favourite when there's local football played, a lot of very noisy grandmothers sit up in there and support the local football team, the Glenorchy District Football Club, the Magpies.
A final over with Ramandeep.
He's also been excellent. So the sort of the bowler number 3 and 4, the 2 middlemen, have been wonderful. Singh comes in, and gee, that's good cricket. He's asking to have a shot at the stumps. Takud there, he feigned to throw with his gloves on, but decided just to keep the ball in his hand.
I think he was standing outside the crease.
Yeah, he was standing about 2
Still
steps. He was
after
just, what I
3
do was
run out,
just,
they are not still
he was
very
just,
casual.
he's a very relaxed day, wasn't he? Just casually standing about 2 metres down the wicket.
They should have some message from the dressing room that already a lot of damage has been done to with the run-outs.
Yeah, maybe. And they're probably not listening to the early. I mean, the first run-out was the second wicket of the innings, and unfortunately, there was 2 more run-outs, and it could have been, in fact, several more run-outs. Has been the nature of the Dream Team wicket.
Oh,
This is
another
great bowling.
Oh,
Chance. Oh, brilliant keeping.
at last they managed a single.
That's just gone over the top of the stumps.
Now interesting to see what Prabhu is going to do here.
As brings Suresh on straight.
Great.
You want to try and... Oh, no, it's Paraju, sorry. Yep. That was him who just missed this one. Let's just see this. This has gone. Look at this great bit of fielding. He's picked it up. Oh, he was out by two or 3 metres. So they're going to go again. Another chance. And Pradu just gets through. Just gets his bat down. It's scrappy. It's tight. It's entertaining. Whatever score over 100 will be very much competitive.
I thought it was a replay of the previous ball.
It did look like a replay, didn't it? Just a different batter at the face, but nearly identical. Identical delivery. Now there's been 4 deliveries angled in at the stump. So
just 2 runs in 4 deliveries. What a over.
There's another one. We know exactly where he's bowling. And what's this?
Again.
Another bye. The keeper, maybe he should just keep his glove off.
What an over by Ramandeep. Going very close to perfection.
Oh, Ramandeep, the only thing he could have done is hit the stumps. I reckon other than that, this has been a magnificent last 2 overs from the Thunderballs here.
And same line, line on and
he's going to try and run him out. The bowlers don't throw it. Oh, he's frustrated. He didn't get a wicket.
Again.
And he probably deserved one. I think that was all just showing a bit of exuberance there. And probably not a lot of frustration. He's just apologising, but that was all fine. He was just probably more frustrated. Somehow he was unable to hit the 3 little sticks at the striker's end of the ground. That is it. The innings is done. And the Kings have managed to get into triple figures. The KLM Kings 7 for 103 in their first innings as Suresh and Prabhu doing a good job at the end. They kept things going. It was 7 down in the 70s, so those last 2 batters did get a small partnership. Just the 3 boundaries. One went deep over mid-wicket for 6 and a couple other ones to the leg side. But it was the story of the day, or the narrative so far from the Thunderballs, is their outstanding bowling effort. Ranjit Singh was tremendous in those middle overs and bowled that last. John Clark started off well. Siddharth was pretty good. Rupert Singh, he was really good when I thought the batters were going to start to come. So that was the story. But also the other story was some of the running between wickets. Maybe that could be forgotten about.
Yeah, because the running between the wickets was very poor from KLM. And not to forget the good line and length bowling by the Thunderball bowlers. All of them were bang on target and keep the pressure right from the start. And they hardly bowled any loose delivery throughout the innings. So it was a good performance by Thunderballs. And the result is that they just restricted the KLM on just 103 runs.
Well, is it enough? 103 to win here. The KLM Kings have set the total here in the Intercultural Sports League Cricket Grand Final. It's the Hurricanes Champions League ICSL Grand Final here at KG5. And with 103 to chase down the Thunderballs, this is still very much a game of cricket that could go either way. And we're back here on Duff TV in a few minutes' time. Good job. Enjoyed that? Yeah. You happy to come back?
5 or 6 of these, mate. Didn't we get like about 5 or 6 of these?
Cutting now, I'm closing back.
I'm going to do a pigs.
Over there. I was Hello, Jerry. I was supposed to say I'll come back and redo it.
And 3 runs to chase, KLM Kings. Good luck.
Well, the second innings is away here. .103 is the chase. There's a good start over the top of the field. And there's some runs. So electrifying start here to the Thunderball's chase. Another delivery wide of off stump, but a big swing outside off. There's Sukundra Singh looking to launch another delivery over the offside. Sadhan Singh now comes in, he's the bowler. That's wide, but just getting a little bit of bottom edge. It looks like he's bowling predominantly in swingers into the right-handers. So the Kings will have to do some work here to ensure that they're a chance. With Thunderballs only 100 to get. Azarinda coming in to join me in the commentary box. Another ball wide. There's the keeper taking that one deep into his chest. I think he's looking a little excited as the sun has gone down, but the lights are just starting to come into effect. And we're fully ready to go here in the commentary box.
I just visited that part of the stadium and it was very electrifying atmosphere there.
Yeah, there's some noise, isn't there? And we've got to make sure we can't. With the Punjabi music's going really nicely tonight. We've got to make sure we can't have it too loud, or otherwise.
Oh, I think there was some nick. The keeper is claiming.
Well, the keeper is in the slip too. He's got his hands on his face. So they're kind of nearly asking the question.
So, he just also heard some nick, maybe.
Well, the effects mic is around about. Well, it's a long way. Actually, no one really appealed though, did they? The bowler didn't go up.
Not very confident though.
That's gone just over the top of the field. It's racing towards Paru in chase. He should cut it off. And a couple.
Sometimes these low score chases are always tricky. So Thunderball should not take this target as granted. They should fought very hard for that.
Yeah, and Singh's come in and straight away he's endeavouring to try and smack the ball over the infield in two aggressive shots. That's the end of an eventful first over here in the Thunderball's chase of 103 here in the Intercultural Sports League, and they're away.
Yeah, at the initial, we can say that it is a below par score, but we know it could be more clear after some overs and after how they goes. The person taking fresh guard from the umpire.
Yeah, so Tashank Sharma now. Just going through the movement there just to get himself warmed up.
The Punjabi music has very good beats and people really enjoy it.
Yeah, my foot's been tapping the whole time.
It is mandatory for the Indian weddings, and particularly in North India, and not only North India, the entire part of the country right now. They have Punjabi beats during their functions, celebrations, weddings.
So for everything, it's pretty common style. It's a very
cathartic. Bowling straight away. Not very slow.
Yeah, I think he's bowling some mediums. There's a slip in place and also a gully. It's nicely worked away. There should be at least two there to the Thunderball scorecard. Now, a nice confident start is another double. So we see the slip in place there. He's relatively wide there at first slip, around about probably an extra half step or maybe a step and a half than what he would usually be. Now he just creeps across a little bit. Is this ball only 8 overs old as that's angled nicely. Now, the thing we're going to look for from the Thunderballs, they're running between wickets. Let's hope
very terrible
it's going to be better. What was the word around from the other players? Was it a poor performance, or was it just sort of the fact that it was a big grand final?
I couldn't contact any player because they are busy doing their practice. So hopefully they're one of a bad day. They're on the field. Very poor running today.
That's a good delivery. Just coming into Shamri defence.
I think they have to run they have to bowl them out if they really want to win this game. They can't defend, don't.
Yeah, I think you're very much right. They need to look to get. I mean, obviously need to get early wickets. Wickets is the keys. A shot the stumps. The
Good
batter was in.
backup from the fielder at the mid wicket.
But you know, you're right. I think a couple of early wickets and it puts the pressure back on the Thunderballs, and that's what the Kings will be looking for, to try and keep the pressure on, get a wicket early, try and turn it around. That was a very good. Yeah, it was a good second over. We're 1 down here, 8 on the board here. Should say 2 down here, and it's none for 8.
Can we have someone from Thunderbolt's team here with the scorer?
So what is the score for the first 103 or 102?
Anyone from Thunderbolt's team?
Yeah, I think we're. I think it should be 6 and 2. I think Singh's on 6.
Batsman's name? Anyone from Thunderbolt's team?
We've got the ground announcer here just asking someone from the Thunderbolts to come and assist with the scoring, to make sure they've got the correct names of the players who are coming into bat.
Yeah, sometimes it becomes quite difficult for the scorer to really update the things correctly.
Yep. But we're having a little bit of strife now and again just here in the Duff Head van to ensure that we've got everything. We're around about 100 metres from the score. The scorers who are now and again sending us an update via a dodgy phone, a picture on their phone. Oh, that has done a bit.
Very good ball that was.
Well, his first over he bowled wide outside off stump. The ball swung in to the right-hander batter, but on that occasion actually bowled that one a little straighter. We might just see that one on the replay. Yeah, that one's between his legs. That's hit high. It should go over the infield. It does. It races out, but it'll just plug in the outfield as we hear some applause just around from our contribution. A couple more runs, so a good confident shot.
Yeah. Plenty of no-man John in the deep, particularly in the power play. Landed safely between the mid-wicket and mid-on.
Tell you what, I think that's Singh's preferred spot to hit, just over straight mid-wicket as he tries to hit there again. Will that get past the fielder? No, it doesn't, only a single.
He's trying to set the momentum of the innings, and he has been quite successful in this.
So slip in place, waiting. I think it might be hard to get one there. He's bowling that far. His in-swingers are coming a long way. There's a more confident shot. It's going to take a fair bit to get a nick, unless he's got one that can go straight on. Probably not the best position for a slipper.
Ground fielding is quite sharp as far as KLM is concerned. They are really backing up nicely and putting efforts to just defend the target.
That's a great cricket shot, crashing the ball through the covers. It is a deep boundary out there towards the Anfield Street side of the ground. And a couple of runs. That's probably one of the best shots we've seen so far.
I think they ran for 3.
I did get 3.
This could be the first 3.
Yeah, that is the first. We've only saw 2 boundaries, or 2 fours and a 6 in that first innings. That's the first 3 here in the third over of the Thunderballs innings. And a delightful cover drive against the swing as well.
Good footwork.
So that's the first delivery that just been dug in a little bit shorter and just creeping up a little bit. There's Sana Singh, nice delivery from here. And that's the end of the third over here. And we've got 14 on the board.
Three overs, 14 runs for no loss.
So 103 is the target. I mean 102 they score. I thought they scored 103.
Tharnop to continue, smiling his little medium danglers. As the colloquial term. He's got to take his hat off. Probably don't need the hat off now. It may just keep his head warm more than anything while he's in the field, as it is. We can just see some fans there behind the ground. I should say down at the bottom end of the ground, or they're pretty well rugged up. Probably the first time they not got the warm woolies out.
Yeah, because it is Tasmanian weather is very tricky. You never put your jacket far away.
Always have a cardigan or a jacket very close by. Otherwise, you can be caught short out here in our inclement weather.
Four season in a day is very popular and true.
I think it's very much true. That's a work to leg, and there's the first sign of maybe just a bit of wobbly running between wickets. So 103 is the total here. So less than a run a ball will get the victory to the Thunderballs, and they've had a pretty competent start here. 15 runs on the board. 2 balls into the third over. That's in the air, just through the gap of the man, and that's going to race for 4.
Oh, that's good. Not was in full control, but still boundary is there.
Well, that's to the slightly shorter side of the ground here at KG5. It also slides very gently away, just in the last sort of few metres of trajectory. And we just see it was a wristy type of shot. It actually bounced only probably a few metres in front of the man there at cover point. But yeah, that's a
just we need
boundary.
a bit of timing, and rest is done very well.
And unfortunately now he's followed up with a wide. See, it's tough for the bowler at times, isn't it? You always think it's a bit of a batter's game, isn't it? When he gets crashed through the boundary, could have easily been a catch.
Yeah.
And then the next delivery just goes past the hip and it's caught a wide.
Good delivery this time. And most importantly for Thunderballs, they haven't lost any wicket. So
yeah, definitely.
in chase, it's very good to have wickets in hand.
And we've been talking about the big bash earlier. Wade and Short have been so good because they've batted out the power play and they haven't been out. They haven't maybe scored at more than 7.5, 8 and over, but they're still intact, kept their wickets intact, and it allows them to potentially catch up at the back half of the innings. And that's exactly what Thunderballs are doing here, just making good decisions. Oh, that was a good delivery, just outside the edge.
In modern day cricket, batsmen don't mind to score at 8 or 9 runs per over in the later overs.
Yep.
In 90s probably the 6 run over was a very challenging run rate.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 250.
But things have changed.
Yeah, I think it's helped by the cricket bats they have these days are a little better as well.
So many things
They're a little thicker, aren't they?
in the favour of the batters.
Well, that's another over gone. We're 4 down here. We've got to 20. In fact, it's just ticked over to 21. So number 21 here after 4 overs.
Next generation cricketers is also there.
For no loss.
We can see them into the ground in the coming years. Some children are playing there in the nets. Still no change in the bowling.
No, seeming to continue. So this will be his 3rd over here from the KG5 Avenue end of the ground. Slip in place still, angling the ball into the pads of the right-hander. And I think they've got the right field because they've got a deep mid-wicket protecting that leg side boundary. And they've got sort of 2 other players inside the circle. So it's going to be hard to hit through the off, although we did see one really nice cover drive in his last over, but it's a dangerous shot hitting against the swing.
They are batting sensibly, actually. They are not going for hit every time. They're also looking for the singles as well.
It appears they've got a plan, doesn't it? They've got a plan here to sing, and they're waiting for maybe one that's a little wider. Off stump that might swing back in. They're feeling comfortable that they can nudge, but anything short, they're just trying to drop it down onto the leg side and squirt through for a single.
That's sensible batting.
So Singh will just continue. And there's that little nudge to the leg. That's just a little frustrating. Potentially in these earlier overs, they may just be able to plug that hole because he's bowling so well with so much control. I'd imagine they could take another player from the off, although we might just have to do a quick tally of the fielders on the leg and maybe just plug that mid-wicket gap, providing there's not too many fielders on the leg side. That's a bit shorter. And there's that protection on the off. As the lights are coming into effect here at KG5,
Back home, I am connected with Tinu, my friend there in India,
Yep.
and he's also listening and watching this commentary.
Oh, that's
and
fantastic.
He's really enjoying it.
Whereabouts is he listening from?
He is in the northern part of India, very close to the Pakistan border, the town of Ganganagar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's enjoying the coverage, and everyone else out there who is enjoying this tremendous tournament that's coming to the end. It's all about bringing community together. And
we have a lot of many cricket fans in my family, and well, you know, cricket is such a very popular and one of the mostly enjoyed game.
And which part in that part of India is which particular players there have made a name for themselves from that part?
Not really exactly from the same part, but the very famous cricketer like Kapil Dev was also from my state, Haryana. And there are some more players like Manoj Prabhakar who opened the innings. And the few players from Delhi as well, which is not very far from my native place.
South,
Yeah. And Virat Kohli is also from Delhi.
He's the man.
He's a sensational cricketer, doesn't he?
He's unbelievable. He's literally from another planet at times when I watch Virat Kohli play. The most complete batter of our generation, I think.
Yeah, he's one of the top fabulous 4 players right now in the top 4.
There's some good ones. I'm a big fan of Kane Williamson.
Yeah, Kane Williamson and Joe Root and
Smith. I like Kane Williamson because he plays in a plumbing era from a different past, I reckon. But Virat Kohli, I think whatever his lineage is, repeat that. He's an archetype cricketer and a pretty wonderful human as well.
In the last 2 years, these 4 have really dominated the world cricket. And
he's never been out of form. Kane Williamson and Virat Kohli, they've never been out of form.
Yeah, Kane Williamson also always there.
Even Don Bradman had a year where he wasn't very good.
Yeah. They look like they are playing on a different surface.
Yeah. I just think.
That could be.
That's going to be that could have been the first run out. Just things aren't going the way of the KLM Kings at the moment, and he's managed to get a single.
A bit of hesitation, and that could have costed them a wicket, but fortunately all safe.
Well, the southern island of Australia here, a long way from northern part of India, and the temperature at the moment probably doesn't reflect what we've had over the last few weeks, but it's a cool evening. The westerly is blowing, and that is a wonderful drive through extra cover and a couple of runs out there to the offside. So the cricket shots have been good as well. They haven't really slogged at this stage. They've been playing generally good cricket shots, getting to the pitch of the ball. They're going to have to change something up here, aren't they?
Very sensible batting, and most importantly, they are keeping wickets in hand. So they are keeping things under control.
Well, KG5, anyone that wants to know, it actually means King George V. So King George V, I think he would have been the king in the mid-50s, the English monarch. And I'm pretty sure he visited Tasmania around about early 50s. So there's actually quite a few things around. When Glenorchy started to expand and a lot of migrants from Poland and Europe started to come here, this area started to expand as a migrant area. And King George came here and visited this area, and so they named the ground after him.
And there's one more street as well.
Yeah, the street is here as well. So I don't think he was a monarch for overly a long period of time there, King George V. So that's the nature of the abbreviation there, or the initials KG5.
Yeah, that's quite useful information. Yeah. This is actually not the south of Tasmania. This is the south of the world, actually.
Well, there's not many places further south.
Yeah.
There's a few towns in Tasmania. I think the furthest, Arusha in Argentina, I think is the most southern, although there's a bit of southern capital, southern city in the world in Argentina.
From this corner of the world, I think
there's nothing.
There's nothing
So
this.
we literally could hop in my car, drive for an hour, or an hour and a half probably. We're in Southport, and then we look southward now, and there's Antarctica is the next stop. And it does have a slight feel of Antarctic weather at the moment as a southerly's been bowled today. But it's the end of the over, and a great start here to Thunderballs. What's going on there? Has the magic sprays come out?
Oh, feeling some pain, maybe something.
Maybe some lower back pain.
Hopefully not serious. Maybe.
I believe that could actually just be some Aerogard, get rid of some pests. But I don't think they're having a good laugh. I think Singh bringing that one out. I actually don't think that's much more of a placebo impact there. I don't think it actually does anything. So it's going to have a slight delay here.
Better.
So 73 runs just on the right-hand side off 84 deliveries. So less than, well under a run a ball. And Sharma's been good early. He's played some attractive cricket shots, particularly through the offside. And yeah, the crowd's certainly built here. There's a little bit of noise. I wonder if that gentleman's going to come out with yellow pads on.
I think he's the wicket keeper. No.
No, I think he's the keeper. And we got to change of bowling here. I think we do. So they need a bit of magic. Pradu might be the man to produce it. He batted well at the back end of the Kings innings, and now he's going to have to try and do something. Pull a little bit of magic out of his magic bag. The one might need to wave something, and they need a wicket.
They desperately need 1 or 2 wickets here. Otherwise, these 2 or batsmen will simply take the game away.
And they don't need to take any risks, do they? Because less than one of bowls. Sorry, less than a.
Very nice.
That's in the air. That's a good cricket shot. There is a bit of protection out there. I don't think he's going to stop it, and that's 4 runs.
Yeah, that was a sloppy fielding. They should have. They are defending a very low total, so they can't afford these misfields.
Yeah, it's seeing the replay. It was picked up early. It was whipped away backward a square, and it raced out. And the fielder coming around, looking to use his foot. That unfortunately, that's always problematic, as the ball can easily bounce over your shoe, and on that occasion, it just went through for 4.
Quite a few boundaries, right? Only if you're in the 6th over, 7th over now. At this stage, I think they scored only 1 or 2 boundaries.
Yeah, I think they got 2 boundaries relatively close, and they got that 6 late. So certainly, and there's been quite a few 2s early as well, and they've been all good cricket shots. It's been a really enjoyable start to the innings here from the Thunderballs, who have come from 4th. They've made the grand final, and now they're in charge. Although that's a top edge. It's going to go over the top of slip. I think it's just going to get out of the reach of his hands. And they're looking for 2, although there was never a chance. We're a little bit nervy here as well, because we saw some pretty average running between wickets from the Kings, where they were all sorts of things happening in their innings. Mostly batters in the wrong part of the wicket, and they were being run out. And on that occasion, just a single.
That was a rare poor shot from Sukhvinder.
I reckon he might have premeditated that shot.
Yeah.
It was a full toss. It was actually there to hit, but it's probably one of those ones you need to stay just a little bit more upright. You keep a little bit better balance and try and hit it straight down the ground towards the commentary position.
Good fielding in the covers.
Yeah, this is a similar field that was employed by the Thunderballs when they were fielding, and that was to have 2 men just behind square, quite close. It's not a bad position with this type of pitch, which is offering a little bit of bounce, but it's not particularly quick. Now, there is a chance for a run out. He would have been out.
Oh.
They needed some magic. They needed something. Just didn't work out for them. And he would have been out by about 1.5 meters. We see on the replay, in fact, he would have been out by about 3 meters.
Oh, fortune is favouring the Braves.
Well, there was never a run there, was there? What's he doing?
It was a totally misunderstanding between the 2.
It's nearly like hit and run, isn't it? Like maybe when you grew up playing cricket, tippity cricket as we call in Australia. That is a loose delivery, but there is a fielder out there, but he's not going to get around. And another ball crashes into the fence. And 4 more on the total. They're into the 40s. Oh, there we go.
On.
Well, it wasn't a very good delivery, was it? And that's been a bit of a difference. It hasn't been. The bowling hasn't been quite as consistent here from the Kings.
They have not a bowler, it seems to be. We have really quick pace and threaten the batsmen.
Pace has been the key, hasn't it? Pace bowling. We haven't seen too much off pace. There's been a few, but mostly the pace bowlers have been.
So far, no genuine spinner as well.
No finger spinner. Certainly no wrist spinner. So there it is.
Very interesting to see what is coming up next.
Looks like Bhargav coming on to bowl now. I'm not sure what he's going to bowl. We'll just get a pan back there just to see if the keeper is up to the stumps. He is. I think he's going to bowl some little darts. There's a slip in place, but he could move out now. I think they need to get him out. I think the most likely spot to get a wicket is in front of the wicket on the leg side. That's where you're potentially going to get a catch.
Seems to be a finger spinner the way he's tossing.
beautiful action. Oh, just that first one just went through a little quicker. There might be a mild amount of dew just on the wind has dropped here at KG5 Oval, so that might just allow just the dew just to settle, which will just mean the ball will just squid and skid on a fraction as it straight away. It's brought a bit of energy, hasn't it, the spinner coming on. So Bhargav bowling from the northern end of the ground. Whippy looking action. That's in the air. Just over the top of mid-wicket. There's a man coming around sweeping just on the deep mid-wicket boundary, and is going to pick up a couple of runs.
Still no wickets at 40, so good start, good solid start.
Same spot again.
Almost similar to the replay of the previous
It's a bit
shot.
straighter this time, so only the single. Well, if they don't pick up a wicket soon, it's going to be game over in about 5 overs. So they're on into the 40s. They're only chasing 103. We thought it was just on the edge of being competitive, and at the moment, it's not looking competitive enough as the keeper comes down and just taps Bhargav on the back, just to give him a little bit of encouragement. I mean, these first 3 deliveries were pretty full. Outside off stump, but then his last couple just a fraction short. There we go. He's got him. Is that the turnaround? Bhargav celebrates, jumps into the air, and finally, the Kings have their first.
This is what we are describing. The badly needed wicket, and they got it in the 8th over.
Well, he looked like he got a bottom edge. Gee, it made a mess of the stumps as well. Good celebration. There it is. Little kick up. And finally...
Could it be a turning point? Let's see.
Well, it needs to be. It might just create some momentum. But as soon as Bhargav came on, it just felt that things just changed a little bit. And often when the ball's thrown up a little bit higher, batters get a little bit excited and they want to try and smack you out of the ground. And it was an attempted big hit, but...
So that is the end of the good entertaining innings from Sukhvinder. He played quite some beautiful shots.
He looked like a genuinely classy cricketer. He had that nice, expansive range of shots through the offside, just having that little bit of rubbery release with the cover drive, allowing him just to manipulate the field and find gaps. And he had a couple of nice shots down the ground. But in the end, his downfield was trying to smack the off-spinner somewhere onto the street, which at this stage probably wasn't that needed.
Yeah, because they were going so nicely and things were totally in control. So that's how 2020 cricket is about. Some entertaining shot, something can happen anytime.
So what we saw from when the Thunderballs were bowling, they bowled predominantly pace, and they did a job. But maybe the Kings have got some sneaky little, curly little off spinners, or maybe some mystery deliveries, and that might turn it for them.
Different composition of bowling attack both teams having. They are more dominated by the pace bowlers and with some gentle medium pacers.
That's a big appeal. The umpire shakes his head straight away. Wow, that would have turned things around if he had managed to pick up another wicket. It would have been back-to-back, but it was a successful over from Bhargav. And he'll be happy with that. He certainly looked a very excitable cricketer. Sharma's still there. And Thunderballs after 8, 1 for 43.
They are still going at a very healthy run rate, so run rate is not an issue here.
Yep. I mean, even if they just go run a ball from the next 3 or 4 overs, they're still going to be in front of what is required.
72 balls, 60 runs, quite a good equation for the Thunderballs.
Have they got another spinner maybe that they can pull out of the bag?
Interesting. Have they used all the bowlers or just 4?
I think they've only used 4 so far, so Prabhu, he's going to bowl his little mediums. He's just angling the ball just away off the seam. Now,
do they have any surprise package? Let's see.
I think, maybe a mystery, some sort of mystery, something different. And just a push to the off, just create a little bit of excitement just for a few moments, as we thought the fielder at point had a chance at the batter's end, but looked home in the end. Tell you what, The batters clearly aren't used to playing on a turf wicket. He's run
That was
straight
not-
down the middle of the wicket with his spikes on. Most umpires don't like
Shot
that
was,
too much.
Shot was not played very. It was not a very cracking shot. That's why it took some time to reach to the fielder.
So Singh away here with his first single. You hear the call of yeah, and they'll be comfortable for another one. So just doing the right thing. Wicket falls, nudge a few singles around, and just keep that momentum going towards that target.
That's very sensible batting. Because they are not chasing 160, 170. They are chasing just 103. So it's better to take singles whenever it can.
With the Kings, if they pick up another wicket here, would you think that might send a bit of a shudder through the Thunderball's batting lineup?
Maybe they could put some challenge, but still 1 or 2 wickets will not work. They need a heap of wickets.
Oh, there was a chance.
It was almost produced.
Yeah, well, we nearly produced one here in the commentary box, but in the end, it's only 4. That was a top edge kite one right at the end of that piece of
was
willow.
a double blow, the miss of catch, and then going for 4 runs.
Yeah, that's harsh. You see on the replay, it flew off the bat. Oh, that's pretty tough. And the keeper, it's kind of in no man's land, isn't he? He isn't really back. He's not up.
Just he reacted just a little bit late.
Yeah, he
Not an easy chance though.
I feel though it's difficult because he probably should have been another couple of metres back, but it's not always necessarily carrying. So he's there for one that doesn't carry, like that one there, and he's just had a couple of minutes where he's dropped a couple of, but that's a wide. Didn't think it was too bad.
Swinging further away.
He's getting a little bit of swing still.
Look at the position where keeper is standing. Just between
Yeah,
keeper and the first slips in between that.
Well, he's obviously knows the bowler's bowling wide of off stump. Well, he's taken that wide on his left hip, which indicates he's a long way to the offside, taking that one in.
And in this situation, if the bowler misses the line and fired into the leg stump, that will be 4 in the leg side.
Well, that's high into the off. There's all the fielders are inside the circle, so there's a large amount of real estate out there, and they'll pick up a couple. In fact, they easily pick up a maybe an indication.
Some fumble also there.
Yeah, a little bit of moisture just on the grass. There's a dew maybe just settled here. That's the end of what could have been a successful over. Tough chance for the keeper. There were quite a few wides as well. It was entertaining, had plenty in the end. A big whack over off. Didn't get that far, and a couple of runs.
After this over, we will enjoy some better angle of the camera because the ends will be changed.
Yes, yes.
On 66 ball.
In late 80s, we used to watch the telecast of matches on that way because only one side camera was there in 80s.
Well, they used to have, one camera moving the camera and then a set camera, which often we do here at Duff TV. We just have one stationary camera, and the one camera that moves. And yeah, unless we, there's not enough vantage points, I don't think, on the ground, or enough leads for us to do what we need to do. It's wide.
Anything down the leg side is usually wide these days.
There's Varga up to continue his little off spinner, just getting a little bit of loop on the ball, getting the dip a fraction on the batter.
See what he can produce in this over.
Yeah, is there a chance for a run out?
Oh, good work altogether.
Yeah, Singh getting home in the end, but only for a very short moment. And because it's been a bit of a story of the game so far, all running between wickets, we just held our breath there for a few moments. This is the Thunderballs.
Those wickets has really charged up the fielders of KLM
Yeah, they've
Kings.
lifted, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just cramping up the Singh there. That one just darted a little bit back in with his off spinners.
Just bringing it wicket to wicket, very good line and then.
He's got a really close release, and then now and again he goes wide like this delivery. he's found a gap there. That might even actually get away for a couple, maybe even three. No, just the two in here. There's a bit of noise just over behind us here in the commentary position. They're obviously enjoying this grand final here in the Intercultural Sports League.
Just inviting the batsman to drive and to slog in the on the onside by those loopy deliveries.
You got to be patient sometimes
Yeah.
against off spin when the bowler's tempting you with ones thrown up. You just got to wait a fraction longer.
Batsman is not accepting his offer.
There's a quicker, shorter one, and he gets the
Oh.
wickets. Singh gone, and there's a celebration again.
I think
And Bhargav has maybe just ever so slightly turned this game.
certainly things are turning for KLM, but later.
Well, let's just see. This one just came back in. It was a quicker delivery. It was
And
pitched just on off.
it was not that short as he was
No.
going to the back foot.
You can see the trajectory, couldn't you? It's a lot
Yeah.
harder to play when you're out there, but you can see the release. It's a little flatter. He's pushed it through a bit quicker and just skidded on.
It was quite fuller delivery, and he should have defended, or he should have gone on the front foot instead of going back foot.
Yeah, dangerous to be trying to cut those ones. And in the end, he's paid the price. And
Clark.
Singh is out.
Who is the new man? I think it's Clark.
Is it Sudan? Either that's an extraterrestrial or maybe a plane coming in. The other thing about our Duff Etmobile here, it currently has no lights in it because it's brand new.
It's very beautiful ground, and with those milky lights,
Yeah.
it looks even elegant.
So Sadan at the crease, the opening bowler, and looks compact as he gets that one through the infield. The chase is on. Should be at least two, and a comfortable two, and a good start for him.
I think this bowler should have been introduced a bit earlier.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think
During the power play.
they did
Maybe
swing the ball a little bit. They didn't swing as much, did they, as when the Thunderballs had their innings. So potentially doesn't always swing as much of an evening. After a few overs, it tends to stop a bit quick if you get a little bit of moisture on the ball. But yeah, no, certainly could have been introduced a little bit early and maybe even at the top of the innings. But we're great judges after the fact. But we've got 10 down. We're in the 60s. They're halfway of the overs. And they've managed to get more than halfway on the scoreboard.
You're mentioning a lack of swing. That may be due to the ability of the bowler as well, along with the conditions. I think swinging ability also matters.
Yeah, I think so. It's made a bit of a difference. I mean, it always puts a bit of doubt. Certainly the first 3 or 4 overs the ball swung in the evening air, but I think it's about taking the pace of the ball as well at times. Now there's an appeal. Straight away the umpire moved to his left, indicating he was not interested. He didn't need to make a decision. That might have been swinging down leg, I reckon. We'll see here on the replay.
Yeah, I think good decision by the umpire.
Certainly not many dot balls, has they? It's just been pretty consistent. They've been able to keep the pressure consistently. They haven't had any pressure on themselves. Okay, they've lost 2 wickets in the last couple of overs, but generally every time a bad ball's been bowled, they've knocked a single, knocked a run around, and they've kept the pressure off them.
And on this occasion, couldn't take that full advantage of that full toss.
Yeah, maybe could have tried to smack it away. That shorter mid-wicket boundary.
Ball at the teasing them, good delivery.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad delivery with this particular field as well. So there's not as much. There's a lot of room on the offside, and he can probably bowl that delivery outside off stump due to the extra fielders on the offside. But the risk reward, if he really tries to take on, there's not many deep fielders on that side of the wicket, as that's
That's right.
another probing delivery. It's been a good over so far.
This bowler is, I think, bowling out. Is Kota? Or is in the
I think he's
fourth
got, is this his third? It might be his third over. So Sadan Singh, seam up, trying to angle the ball into the pads. Unable to get it through the defence. Now that's close, and the umpire raises his right finger, and a massive wicket, and it's just put a bit more pressure back on the Thunderballs, and here come the Kings maybe.
Hang up, this game is not over yet.
Oh, we want something to finish off, don't we? This be a fitting end to what's been a tremendous competition, and we hear the Punjabi music just get turned up a fraction, and that looked like an easy decision for the umpire, even though Sadat at the non-striker's end wasn't interested in a run. I think he knew his teammate was going to be out, and the third wicket down.
Right on the slot, like it was plumb.
But he was doing that, wasn't he? He was just going a little wider on the crease. He actually was, you could see he's angling his wrist down into trying to angle the ball down towards that the fine leg position. In the end, he got his just dessert with a wicket.
Now it's 3 down, and
Is that
one more.
Yeah, one more. Gurpreet Singh now comes in. So he bowled really well in the middle overs for the Thunderballs. Now he's got a little bit of a job with the bat at 3 down for 63. 11th over. 2 newish batters in. Both all-rounders. And they'll need to show a little bit of spunk here because there's plenty of spunk in Bhargav, who's been bowling tremendously well from the northern end of the ground. He's picked up 2 wickets. So he's picked up a wicket in his first over, bottom edge onto the stumps, and a wicket in his second over, a quicker one, which sped up as it hit the wicket and the turf and knocked out middle stump. So if he can pick up a third here, game has definitely turned in the favour of the Kings.
If they manage to play him cool and with solid defence, that could be helpful. Oh, now things are happening almost on every delivery. Well,
it looked like it was going down leg, looked like an easy call, but geez, you just want to put a bit of pressure on the batter and the bowler, don't you? I should say on the umpire as well. Everyone's under the pump here. That was a good revolutions on that ball, as you could just see. That's the replay just caught that one there, but you could just see the revolutions on Bhargav there.
Nice loopy delivery.
Yeah, he's got a nice rhythm going at the moment. He's bowling quite wide in the crease. Now that's a slog to leg. Bit of fortune as it gets into some space and a single. Well, he wasn't patient for long, Sadan, was he?
Yeah, this is the pressure on the batsman. That's
yeah, I feel like this game, we're talking here in the commentary box, but it feels like the momentum hasn't completely gone across to the Kings because they're still a fair way behind this game. It's certainly not completely in the favour of the Thunderballs at the moment.
What is happening there?
They're just having a chat, maybe. I think he's probably saying, don't try and slock him. wait for the quicker one. He will bowl. He's predominantly bowled 2 to 3 deliveries, highly flighted. 1 or 2 he's trying to rip. You can see the ball just come out and just dip a little bit. They're the ones he's ripping. There's a quicker one. You could see the ball turn off that wicket. When I went and looked at it before the wicket at the start of the game, a little bit of light, fluffy grass on top, which sometimes the ball can grip. It's fairly sparse. It looks relatively green. It's probably not quite as green once you get out there, but it should be able to aid the spin, and that's a dangerous shot because that one was held back in the hand, and in the end, a risky shot to the leg side.
Second run attempted and
just getting home at the bowler's end.
Was that a direct hit?
Yeah, potentially. Like would have been close. We just see on the replay, just got his bat down in time, but you never know what can happen. The back end of a sporting match, in a grand final, strange things happen. People make poor decisions, and someone can get on a roll. Another slow delivery. It's bowled him! No! What's happened? The stumps all over the place. I think the keeper might have done that. Bhargav, and there's a chance for a run out.
Yeah.
I think that's out. I think that's out. I think he didn't get his bat down. Well, the stumps are all over the ground again. The problem being is that the bars are taken off, but I think the rules changed around that. You don't have to take the stump out with your hand anymore. Well, that had, to coin a popular phrase, everything. Here we go.
Very unfortunate if it does happen.
So the
with
keeper's,
the KLM.
yeah, the keeper's tried to take that. He's missed it. He looks like he's hit the stunts with his gloves. And let's look at this. Oh, I think that's out.
That's out.
It was a very tough call for the umpire. We got the advantage of having a slow-mo. We could just see the bat going down, shot just in front of the line, and then the stump's being dislodged. But
so why this is not out?
Well, my understanding, and I'm not 100%, I nearly feel like the old days when the bails were removed, the only way to get a run out was to hold the ball to the stump, pull it out. I think that's changed. If the shot's been played and the shot's been played and either the batter or the keeper has dislodged the bails, I think you don't need to take. We might just check that one. We'll get one of the duff vets to check that because the bails are obviously on the ground and he might have had to have
strange things are happening.
Pick the ball up and take the stump out with his hand, but instead of just having his gloves. But anyway, I've got a new bowler now. That's a classy shot. Went straight to the fielder. Now there's a chance at the bowler's end. There's a throw. He would have been out.
Oh, what is happening?
Well, it's nearly catching at the moment, the running between wickets.
In last few overs, they have put great pressure on the batting team.
Sharma. Nice action. Whippy.
Oh,
that's
good
not
take
needed.
by the keeper.
Yeah, he's done a good job.
Oh,
There's actually a chance for another run out.
Oh, what they are doing?
I don't know. It's a wide. It could have been out. I think the line from Bill Laurie is everything happening that could possibly happen. And there's some nervous players in blue watching this game.
Is
and
that the pressure of the final?
Oh, there's pressure of something out there. There's some madness going on with the running between wickets. As both teams are struggling with their decision making. Sharma strides in. The hair flopping. Wide on the crease. Oh, bottom. Inside edge.
It's all happening.
So, nearly 30 runs. 8 overs left, 7 wickets in hand. That is the criteria for the game. Singh and Siddhant in at the crease.
The equation still favouring the Thunderball team.
Yeah, no, definitely Thunderballs to lose, I suppose, is maybe the best description.
Oh, almost.
Well, Siddhant wants to finish this in a hurry, and he's trying to dislodge these ones. He's trying to hit it to the YMCA car park, just over the hill here, just to the right of screen. And wow, did he wind up for that?
They should play sensible cricket. No need to rush
yes.
in these shots.
But it makes it more entertaining for everybody, doesn't it? Here we have this type of cricket at the back end of the grand final.
They just need 32 runs in 9 overs, plenty of balls, plenty of time.
Yeah, less than I ran. It's around 4.5 and over. It should be a comfortable position. It doesn't feel comfortable at the moment. That's better. Good delivery, well defended.
Yeah, they should think of finishing the game on their own, not getting it further down to the order.
Yeah, these are the players that need to win it, isn't it? You don't want to send out a very nervous bowler or an inexperienced batter to try and even just knock 3 or 4 and over. That would be too much pressure. So, can Sharma get a wicket?
Oh.
Well, that was a genuine slow ball and somehow hit straight to mid-wicket.
It took quite a while to
Well, it took a while to drop, didn't it? You see on the replay. This one, I think it was out. It looked like might have been a little off-cutter. Yeah, and it took ages to drop out of the night sky here at KG5.
But good innovation, good things by the bowler, trying different things.
Absolutely.
Trying to deceive the batsman.
Wow.
Looks like a crowd catch.
Yeah, I think it went into the ground. You could just sort of hear maybe a double noise, just tapping the ball. We'll just see who this one was. Yep. It came off the bat in a hurry. And that is 12 done. And the Thunderballs are creeping ever so closely to victory. The lights are on here at King George V Oval. 32 off 7 overs. Singles required for the Thunderballs, and the Kings need some wickets, or maybe another calamitous piece of running as Bargov to tile his 4th and last over.
This could be the magical over.
Yeah, this is it, isn't it?
This over will decide the fate of this game. Maybe.
So there's a bit of protection. He's going to bowl just outside off stump here with this field. And that's where the first one goes as a appeal for a stumping. Everyone stays in place, including the batter and the umpire. It looked like he had everything at back foot, which see here, it's harder for us to see, is that it's slightly obscure. Yeah, that's brilliant keeping. He lifted his foot for a momentary second and then just got it back down. So if he had been either fractionally quicker with his gloves, he may have got him, but it would have been a tough call.
You would have better technology than it could be.
Yeah, I think, yeah. We don't have a sight on camera here on Duff TV.
Fraction of a second, I think the foot just lift over the ground.
It just did come up, didn't it? And he managed to get it back down again with a bit of gravity assisting him. Foot delivery. Oh! Well,
why they are trying to finish the game only in this over?
It's, yep. We're not sure. They just need, but they're not sure either. Well, none of us are really sure why they're just knocking the ball around and ensuring that this is a comfortable victory.
They need to make 30 runs in 10 balls.
It's like he's trying to end it soon, is he? Now he's going to have a chat. Sedan's going to go, no, he's saying he can't go down and have a chat to him.
They need to be told that they are having 8 overs, not the 8 balls.
I'm not sure whatever he does say, it may not work. And he's still in the air. Once again, it's finding space, and I'll pick up a couple. As Gurpreet Singh is...
They are calling do, that means 2 in Hindi.
2, okay. Yeah. Well, 2's okay, but he missed the last 3.
Yeah.
What's settle down or calm down? I think they need to yell that out.
Yeah, they have some productive shot in the end.
Well, we're enjoying here on Duff TV. It's just gone slightly yellowy out there at the moment on our cameras. That bounced. Wow. He's certainly created some indecision from the batters, and they've made some poor decisions at times, but he's bowled really well. Keeping it down to 1, so that should be the over. And that is a wonderful spell. He picked up a couple of important wickets. He got the team maybe sniffing and feeling like they had a chance, but at 375, you just feel that the Thunderballs, if they can manage to get through 1 or 2 more overs without losing a wicket, it should be theirs.
Yeah, he's very good bowling by this man. He just
14 overs, 75
put some trails in the game, which could have been a very one-sided affair. And if he can get support from the other end, then things still can turn on.
Yeah, tell you what, if the Kings get this down to 2 overs to go and they still need 5 or 6 runs, something, you know, who knows what could happen. Just get it down to 2 overs to go and the Kings could still produce something.
Because everyone is feeling the heat, everyone...
Yeah, it's about 12 degrees here at the moment in Hobart. But yeah, no, there's the metaphorical heat of this cricket game in this final. Oh, that one nearly got through. So Sharma, he bowled a good last over. He's the man who might have to just getting some advice at the moment from Loveleen as well. He can do something magical here and maybe find a way of getting a scalp, get it 4 down, maybe bowl a maiden. Sedance looked uncomfortable. Gurpreet's swing has probably been unsuccessful trying to whack it, and that's a better decision. Just push it down, no run. Maybe they can bring another fielder inside the circle as well, just to ensure that they're not...
They can only win the match by bowling them out, just to keep them tight.
Yep.
In last 5-6 over, the bowling is quite good.
Yeah, it's been a really good spell from pretty much about the 8th over, and that's, I mean, that was when we saw the introduction of Bhargav into the attack too. So he's been a bit of a catalyst here for a slight change of fortunes, and that was that slow ball again. Keeper's a call, and it was probably a wise decision.
Wise, yeah, they could be in trouble if going for the second one. The captain is encouraging the bowler.
Yeah, he's been there the whole time, hasn't he? He's been very very positive, giving some advice and just some maybe some general encouragement. Generally, the bowlers can make a lot of decisions themselves, but that encouragement's handy.
Still convincing that we are still in the game.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Now that's high in the air. There's a man coming. There's two men coming in. Oh, he's dropped it. Now, it was a difficult one. It did go high into the air. Yeah, it's good from the bowl there. He's got a slight grimace probably more than anything, but good stuff from him, not getting too upset with his fielder. But that went high into the night sky. It's a big top edge. There was two fielders for a moment coming in.
Most of the fielders are, I think, not used to the conditions.
Oh, generally, and
lights.
Tell you what, catching it at night time, in the night time, it is different. And these lights aren't massively high here. That stumped down the ground. That is four, and that'll relieve a little bit of tension in the Thunderballs camp, just to the left there, in the blue uniforms, and a boundary.
And it took quite a while to see this confident shot from the batsman. All was doing was some slogging or some playing and miss.
Yeah.
This was a really good shot.
He wound up for it. Yeah, okay, he had his front leg slightly out to allow him to swing through, but you know, his eyes lit up on that occasion, and a confident cricket shot.
It was in the slot and smashed all.
22 to win. Now that's a catchable one. Oh, in the end, just a bounce and a half. Just for a moment, I thought that might have carried there too long on. So they haven't changed their tactic, have they, here, the Thunderballs? They're trying to smack the ball out of the ground, and I think it may not be the downfall. They needed, maybe the Kings needed 15 more runs, and would have been a lot closer.
Up to 7-8 over, the batting was quite sensible, but last 3-4, they're really
21 more runs to get.
Yeah, Group was
hurrying a little bit more to
Group Singh, as soon as he came in, he kind of tried to get a bit of momentum going, and hasn't really been there. The bowling's been excellent, and it's prevented them from having that success. But we've got maybe some shoe changes here, maybe a bowling change as well. So there's some of our sponsors. The Spice House City Works, Power Stroke Automotive, KLM, Annapurna, and the Duff sponsors, JMC Motor Company, Bennett's Petroleum. Bennett's, I think, have put the petrol in the Duff Vetmobile. I think JMC may have given us a discount for the van, thanks to the chaps down there.
It's nice to see that more and more sponsors, more and more corporates are coming
to
support
and I think, Roger, I think they mentioned them before the game too, about how many people have supported the competition, how many corporates have come in to ensure that there's grounds, there's uniforms, and there's umpires and all those things that are important to ensure a game of sport.
Next season probably could be more interesting.
Yeah. And let's hope that, and thanks to the Glenorchy City Council too, because this is a terrific venue for a grand final. And Saturday night, lights on, plenty of fans down here. In the air, but safe. In fact, very safe. So safe, in fact, it goes over the rope for four and into the cricket nets. And a little pump of the fist and some noise at the moment.
Just sniffing the victory here.
Yeah, they're nearly tasting it. They're nearly within licking distance. And there's a very inside-out cricket shot, and that flew away for four. There they are, the Thunderball players, huddled, tight, close together. Whoever's coming in next is probably still a little nervous, as the job's not done. 16, in fact, 17 runs for victory. Oh, he's trying a few tricks now, Singh. Should be comfortable. Good bit of fielding. Nice take from the keeper, but
good cricket all around.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? It's good ball. He's kept it pretty tight here.
I have heard that Tasmanian Premier is also coming to watch the match today.
He was coming, but I think he had another engagement further south. So the sports minister was here. There was two of the ministers here from representing the government today. So the Premier was unable to come. I think he's been a busy man with the fires and things.
There are so many things happening.
Yeah.
And thanks that rain was producing some relief to the situation.
So it's just winding down here. It feels very much like a Thunderball victory. They're going to beat the team that finished on top of the ladder, the KLM Kings. And it'll be much a deserved victory, and a deserved victory because of the excellent effort with the ball. But they've been mostly solid start with the bat. And they've certainly deserved to be in this position late in this game, requiring 15 runs to get this grand final victory. That's a big high hit. There's a fielder coming in. Is he going to get to it? Oh, wonderful valiant attempt. Just couldn't quite judge that one. Dipped in front of him. Singh's annoyed with himself. I think he wanted to hit that one out of the ground. We'll just see that one on the replay. I tell you what, the fielder flew with that ball at the last minute. Got plenty on it. Look at his effort.
Good running inside and good effort.
In the end, I don't think he ended up touching it, but it was a superb effort.
Maybe he may hurt his mouth, maybe, the ball.
Yeah. Singh asking for a replay. That's the end of the over. So 5 left. 13 runs for victory. So 3 for 90 here, 5 overs, 13 runs.
90 for 3.
Very comfortable equations.
Yeah, definitely. You'd imagine it should be very much a comfortable victory from here.
I think Loveleen bringing himself in.
Yeah. So lovely now. Let's come and look. He's maybe just going to bowl some leggies, maybe. Got to change a few, an extra player just to the leg side. Well, I think that's just a round arm one. I don't think that one had any rotations on it at all.
Very tricky action he's having.
Yeah. Into the gap.
Maybe getting 2.
Well, they're going to get 3 here, are they?
And easily that.
No, just a couple. Oh, yeah, there might have been a noise then. Sounded like a little bit of wood as the ball went past the outside edge of the batter.
But no appeal from anyone.
No, no one appealed. All they did was the keeper took the bails off as he's asked that. There's Martin Duffy down on the camera. I think he might be ready for the celebrations. He can take that camera off. And there's another one past the outside edge of the batter. So Sadan here just struggling to get the bat on bottom. He needs to just knock it to ground and get Singh up to the other end. Maybe finish the game off with a couple of lusty blows. Well, he's tried to lusty blow it himself, but all he's done is get an outside edge, but there's plenty of space as it runs away. It's going to be picked up and they'll get a couple more. Getting closer towards that total of 103.
Just 11 more required. Still plenty of balls remaining.
High in the air. There's 2 fielders converging on it. In the end, it was just too far away. It's quite a long boundary straight here.
Not a bad over. This is from Loveleen.
He's bowled all right, hasn't he? Particularly the first delivery, I thought, this will be interesting. But his last few, he's actually just got a little bit of elevation on the bowl. It's been hard to hit. That sort of slinging action is quite often hard to hit on a pitch, which has got a little bit of inconsistent bounce. 8 runs for victory. 24 balls left. The Thunderballs, oh so close to winning this grand final. Is this Ringo now coming in?
17 overs, 95 for 3.
Well, we finally get to call him.
17 there. Nice.
So the keeper there just doing lots of actions, trying to get the field right. He's taken the helmet off, just placed it behind him. Gee, there's a chance at the bowlers. Well, there was actually a chance at the bowler's end, but it was probably a hard throw to turn and work it around there, and they get a single.
On the target.
So the dying stages here of the Intercultural Sports League, brought to you by the Hurricanes. Ringo strides in, outside edge, should be caught. Maybe a consolation wicket for the Kings. The fourth one falls.
But I think it is too late now.
Yeah, no, too late. Someone else have to come and finish it off for the Thunderballs for this grand final. And Ringo picks one up late in the game.
I think the opening partnership was the key for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, they were very confident, weren't they? They made really good decisions. They found the gaps. They were a little aggressive. They took the ball on when the ball was hard, and the pace bowlers from the Kings were in, and they tried to go over the top, as we see replay of this wicket. Just note that it is slightly sped up as well.
They scored almost 50 runs in an opening partnership.
Yeah,
so
makes a difference, doesn't it? So 4 for 96 here, the Thunderballs. Their target is 103. And there's still plenty of overs left here. 3. We did talk about, though, to get it down to 2 overs and they still need 5 or 6. It makes it interesting, but at that stage, the fielding team will bring their fielders up and you can just hit one over the top and you can get the victory pretty comfortably.
And I think they just brought that off-spinner late into the game.
Yeah, maybe it could have been an over too early, but, you know,
should have tried in the power play just to...
Would have been a gutsy move to bring him in the power play, but yeah, it could have been worth a decision. So finally a left-hander though.
Clark is going.
Yeah, Sean Clark bowled well for the Thunderballs with the ball. Opened the bowling from that northern end of the ground, and now he's going to do the job with the bat. He probably would have liked to have not batted today.
And a nice little effort is required from him now for his team.
Well, that's wide. That's not going to help. Well, it's certainly not going to help the Kings. It's going to help the Thunderballs, though. As you hear the call, 6 runs to win. Thunderballs to get the championship. Yeah, that was good keeping.
Great keeping, appreciated by everyone.
Yeah, both keepers done a really good job on probably unfamiliar environment too, keeping to bowlers who are bowling on turf wickets where there's a bit more variation in the way the ball comes off. There's some smiles over there in the camp of the Thunderballs.
I think this bowler is bowling his first over, or has he bowled some?
Yeah, he's bowled before.
Now this could be ended in one single shot.
What do you reckon? 6 to win?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got it in him at the moment though. Maybe just knock a single and get Sedan on there. Although he's probably struggled to really time the ball. So wait. Well, he's a bit late getting off, but it's got through the gap. Only a small gap was there, and they'll pick up. Should be a couple. They may even come back for 3, and they do. So 3 runs closer. So a boundary will get the victory. They've got to 100. 4 down.
3 more runs to win.
3 will give it to the Thunderballs, and I imagine that the Blue Army will very much invade the ground. And it's been a fabulous evening here. Yeah, it's a very casual work there by the scorer, just underneath the
19.
Glenorchy City Club Rooms District Cricket Club there. A little leg spinner. Might get a wicket. Oh, nearly. Well, it was inventive, entertaining, cheeky. It resulted in a single. Didn't get a wicket then. 2 to get.
$101 is a special figure in India. which is considered very sacred.
Right.
And people used to donate for a good cause. This amount is donated.
That's the
or
amount,
paid.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So because it's lucky, therefore it's lucky for someone else as well.
Yeah.
You give that amount. Well, it's lucky at the moment. They want to get a couple more though. Sedan will be the man with the chance to win this game.
101, 501, 11.
So anything with a 1?
Yeah.
What about 1?
Yeah.
One
One
is
is some just more, a bit more.
Bit more.
Yeah.
Sadar Sharma probably to bowl the last over. 3 overs left, 18 legitimate deliveries, 2 runs. High in the air. There's a fielder running back and it won't be enough, and that will be it.
And that's it.
The Thunderballs have won, and here they come invading the ground, the Blue Army. They've done it. They've won the Intercultural Sports League Grand Final. They've done it now. They've got confirmation. They've run onto the ground and celebrating as that ball was whacked over midweek, over extra cover for a couple. Handshakes all around. It's been a wonderful evening here. But in the end, I think it was probably the bowlers from the Thunderballs that set this game up and this victory up by 6 wickets.
Yeah, this is a very convincing victory by Thunderbolts, and they have having a good pace battery in their team. So they are always challenging the opposition I have seen throughout the series. So there was some twist and turn in between, but that was not enough to tackle the path of their victory.
Yeah, when Bhargav came on, he just created a few things with a couple of wickets and maybe just brought the Kings slightly back into the game. But they were probably too well advanced. As you mentioned, the opening partnership was probably a key for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that was because I think the off spinner should have been introduced in the power play so that they need the wicket at this stage. So they just had a very good opening partnership, and later those jerks created by the bowler didn't harm them as much.
Well, let's have a look at the celebration just for a few moments there as the Thunderball players have come into a little bit of a circle here in the middle of KG5 Oval here in the northern suburbs of the capital here in Tasmania. And they're going to just celebrate here, and a little dance for us. They may need to keep doing this because it's a bit chilly at the moment.
Do the closing ceremony. Can I request everyone to gather on this side?
Just a
Party
quick...
will go further.
Well, it's been good sportsmanship too, hasn't it been, throughout the game, as we'll keep the coverage going here for a few more moments. Just to repeat, the Thunderballs have won. 4 down, 6 wickets still remaining, and I think there was about 16 balls left. Sedan and Clark were the 2 men that did it at the end. They were fantastic with the ball. Sedan himself was great. Sean Clark bowled well. Randeep Singh, I thought he was brilliant. And Gurpreet Singh too. He bowled some particularly good overs.
Good team performance, good bowling, good fielding, and good opening partnership.
They
And
belong to Glenorchy Cricket Club.
Well, we'll leave it there on Duff TV. Mr. Martin Duffy, there he is with his camera. He's going to capture all the action. Don't go anywhere. It's the Thunderballs by 6 wickets here. And they've won the Intercultural Sports Grand Final League, brought to you by the BBL team, the Hurricanes. Thanks very much to them. Thanks very much, Rinda. Thanks very much, mate, for your help today. It was thanks very much to Duff Vets, but we will continue the coverage here in Duff TV, so don't go away here. The Thunderballs will keep celebrating long into the night.
Can we get both the teams to come so we can do the closing ceremony, please? Sukhwinder, Thunderball cricket team, can you please come? KLM. Party can continue after the closing ceremony.
As well. Can we request the umpires to come here? Thank you.
Please. Your dad won. He will give you the gift.
Which partner?
Give it to your dad and then he'll give it to you. He wants the trophy now. Well, thank you very much, guys. It was a great game of cricket today, and we've seen some great atmosphere from both the teams. Thank you very much for playing in the spirit of the game. Can I just ask Loveleen to come quickly? Well played, KLM Kings. You guys have done amazing this year. First time in the season, and you've come so far, and a great game of cricket was played against these guys. What would you like to say?
I just want to say that they have played in all through the league really well, and they stood with me. Today was not our day. Anyways, you guys stick to the basics, and you did what you can do. Next year we will come back again. No worries.
Well done. Thank you, Loveleen. Can we just ask the umpires, Bruce and Martin, to please come? We just have to give you a gift. We're not asking you to speak anything. It's all right, Mohan. So we'll just give you the voucher for him as well. That is given by Annapurna, so you can enjoy some good Indian food. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. Yeah, give it. We'll do the man of the series, which is, we usually do every year. This year it was Virender Singh from Thunderball cricket teams. 244 runs. 244 runs with an average of 32, 14 wickets, and he had 4 for 13 as his best. And he's in India today, so Sukhwinder will accept the gift on his behalf. Thank you, Sukhwinder. Huh? So Kelvin will give out the man of the series. There you go, you got the gift.
That's his uncle's man of the series.
Well done to Virender. I hope he's watching on YouTube. Where's the scorer? Who's the man of the match? Always decided the man of the match for the series. We'll let him make that call as well. Very serious business.
Sukhvinder, man of the match. Gurpreet from Spice House will present you with the trophy.
Yeah.
You get all the gifts today.
Yeah. Look there, guys. A voucher as well. Yeah, look there, look there.
Well played, Sukhvinder. As a captain, he has taken a wicket and scored some amazing runs in the opening time. We just wanted to give the T-shirt as well for the man of the series. So if you can take it and give it to him when he comes. It's given by Cricket Australia. There's another souvenir that we wanted to present to one of our prime sponsors, Annapurna Indian Restaurant, who supported us from past 3 years. I know we keep on taking, but you know, they've stuck with us for 3 years. So we've requested Cricket Taz to provide a great thing for that, and I'll ask John to come and present that to Celeste. Celeste, do you want to come? This is a signed bat by Hurricanes, and they are about to win the Big Bash League Tour. And can we get the winning captain now, Sukhvinder, just to say a couple of words, and then we'll present you with the trophy.
Just want to say thanks everyone, thanks my team, all the players, that's wonderful player. It was a privilege to play with you guys and captain you guys. And I want to thank KLM for such a good game, and definitely ICSL and board members. And at last but not least, all my sponsors, Taj Palace, Power Stroke Automotive, Strategic Accountants, everyone, thanks very much. It was so fun to play with you guys. Thank you.
Well done, you've done well. Just stay here. So we'll just get Celeste to come over and give you the Champions Trophy. And then we can play the song at the background, if we can. Thank you. That's the moment. 3 months of work. Amazing. We can ask the team to join now. That's all right.
यहाँ पे मुश्किल है धक धक धड़के for IPL. Best versus best. 7th April से Star Sports Network on Hotstar.
Lovely. Rajbhai. Celeste. Rajbhai.